But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Hey, what's up?
What's up?
Not much, how are you?
Pretty good. Just chilling. What about you?
Same, just chilling. I'm actually, I'm doing freestyle raps for people. Could I do one for you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, dope, but I need your help though. Can I get like 3 crazy random words to inspire my freestyle?
Alright, I got it. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Marlboro. Bathroom. And let's go with cigarettes.
But we already got Marlboro. It's too similar.
Okay, I'll do a random one. Alright, hunger.
Hunger, nice. I dig it. Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Alright, let's get it.
It's over. Mike
Yo.
Tyson has returned.
I'ma let them all know. Hey, thoughts are provoking, microphones are smoking, something like a Marlboro. Yeah, I'ma press a bigger threat, facts. I'ma smoke you like a cigarette pack. H-Mac, man, you know I'm about to win with words. I was like, we already got it, it's too similar. Switch it up, yo, we need something different. From H-Mac, man, they better keep a distance. Yeah, and y'all know I'm going in. Any competition, H-Mac about to win. Flow off kilter, step incorrect, I'ma kill ya. Harsh like a stick with no filter. H-Mac, man, you know I'm about to do it from the damn soul. I'ma build it by myself like a hand roll. Cigarette all up in the paper, everything we spit sound major. Pulling up the caper, when it comes to lyrics off the tip, I'm the rhyme innovator. I'm about to ship new lyrics to the dome. Hey, y'all know I'm shining like chrome. Hey, I do this all from my home. Hey, they know I stay in my zone. Listen, I'm locking in with all my people whenever I'm rocking the mic on Omegle. Y'all know that I grab it, I'm ready to spark. Piece of my homie who chills in the dark. Yeah, I see you there, and you know my shit is more hype, more tight. All up in the back, you got the orange lights. Matt called up on it, and you know I'll be the verse lord. Plus behind the lights, I can see your surfboard. Back going in, I'ma win, that's a real fact. Any track that I'm on, I'ma kill that. Yeah, and you know I'm about to strike your rap is useless like Marlboro's no lighter. Yeah, I'll be going in, if I'm gone, I'll be back soon. Shitting on the game, yeah, the industry, my bathroom. Mac on a whole nother zone, and I got you all up in the inferno. I'm pissing on the industry like it's a yarno. Harry Mac, you know my vibe, they couldn't spoil it. I'ma flush these corny rappers down the toilet. Yeah, I'm doing what I feel, y'all know that I major. I be getting to the paper, but no TPA. Rapping so shitty, this is gonna be easy. Yeah, other MCs don't please me. Ayy, told you that I'm nice, best believe me. Listen, y'all know I'ma put these rappers to the test soon. Ayy, y'all are hella nasty like a public restroom. Ayy, Mac, you know I'm about to do this shit for y'all. Ayy, shout to public restroom, but the thing is I don't stall. Yeah, Mac, I keep it moving. I'ma travel with no manager. Ayy, whole entire scene, man, you know I'm about to clean it up, calling me the janitor. Ayy, Mac going in once again. Yeah, you know that I'm about to do it just like this. Check out the lyrics that I brung ya, man, I got the hunger. My tummy all up in a twist. Hungry to win the game, I spit the flames, I switch it up. I make you cover up your mouth, I kill the game, no doubt. I'm staking on my route, these other rappers do it for the clout. Whoa, I be so hungry, I'm starving. I am not from Earth, every Mac is a Martian. The greatest to do it, that's how they regard him. And y'all know I'm not here to trade, I don't barter. I'm about to hit your Harry Mac, I'll be that dude. I be in the mood for some big ass food. All up in the game, man, you know it's high stakes. I really got the hunger, I'ma scrape that plate. It's Harry Mac, y'all know the day should be concerned. I'm hella hungry like I got a fucking tapeworm. Y'all know the track, I be beating it up. I even kill it a cappella, we ain't eating enough. I need more food, more cuisine. I'm on the scene, I spit shit clean. You know I'm living my dream, I got your eyebrows rising. You cannot believe it. When it becoming the lyrics, I'll be telling you my secrets. Matter of fact, I'm going in, you know I do it faster. I cause a disaster, I'm the freestyle master. I had to drop a chapter. Y'all know I destroy rap, it's your boy Mac. I really hope you enjoyed that. What?
That was good. That was good as hell.
Thank you.
That was good. I really appreciated that.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
How long have you been?
Hey, Gudgies. Good to see you. I just heard her say at the end of Harry Mack's song, yeah, man, that was as good as hell. I'm like, yeah, no, it was good, but it wasn't as good as hell because, you know, hell's not good, obviously. Ooh, we've got new things in here. Okay, cool. All right, guys, good to see you. The video we're doing today is a bit long. Yeah, I haven't even got two fights. I might just be one fight by the end of the night. But if anybody's got any ideas of any fights they want to see, give me a shout before we go to Rumble, because the fights that I want, I can get one of them, but it's crap quality, really crap quality. So if you come out with any old fights you want to see, then we'll do that when we get to Rumble. And then we've got the movie Sphere. I did try and do Drive for tonight, like Kunal asked, but for some reason it wasn't working on the website. But then when I just went to try it again, it's working. So I'll have to do that one at the weekend. I'll have to do Drive at the weekend. But if anybody's got any fights, let me know. Any fights, knockouts or full 12-rounders. It's up to you. Or old school 15-rounders, you know, whatever fight. I mean, as long as we haven't done it already, then we'll do it. Jim hasn't got anything new, but I'd rather just get straight on with it anyway. I'd rather play a newer one because it's an hour and 14 this video. So let's just get straight into it. If Jim had done a new one, I would have put that up, but he hasn't. So let's just get on with it. If anybody wants to come in, I'll put the link in there. Because this video on the YouTube side is an hour and 14, and I want to get it finished. So let's do it. Let's just get on and start it straight away. Right. So I'll give you a quick. Right. So we know Allison Mack played Chloe Sullivan in Smallville. You know, like a TV version of Clark Kent's Superman before he turned into Superman, sort of thing. Chloe Sullivan. And the guy who's interviewing her was Lex Luthor in Smallville. He's got a podcast called Inside of You on YouTube. So, I mean, so after Smallville, she kind of had an incident where, well, not an incident, it was a lifestyle. She ended up getting duped by some dude from the NXIVM cult, and she went with it, you know, it became like a sex cult, and she was enslaving people type stuff, branding them and all that. So she ended up getting prison in 2021 or 2022, I think. She did 21 months and got out, but here she is on Michael Rosenbaum's platform, taking accountability. I think she's taking accountability for what she'd done and what she was duped with, because it was a cult, and I'm sure she'll recognize that now. But also, he had an incident with that. I mean, obviously, there were co-hosts, there were co-stars in Smallville, but he had an incident with her when he was with when she was with this group of people. One day, she came out to visit with people he didn't know, a load of girls and guys he didn't know. Came in, just started cooking. You know, like, yes, you can do that to your friends, but only if you're best friends and you haven't seen, you'd still want your friend would still be like, what are you doing, bro? Are you just cooking and not asking? You know, that kind of thing. So I'm sure he'll bring that up. Oh, Derek's backstage. Hey, Derek, how you doing, man?
Hey, PJ, doing good.
Cool. So I'm just going to get straight on with it. I don't know if you heard what I just explained there. I'm sure you know
Yeah,
about
no, I
Allison
did.
Mack.
Mhm.
You know about Allison Mack anyway, don't you? Obviously. You know,
I did not actually know, but
you
gave me some of the you gave me the footnotes.
Cool. Right, so Smallville, yeah, Smallville. I'm sure you remember Smallville though. With Tom,
I do, kind of.
Tom Welling, is that his name? Tom Welling. Yeah, he played Clark Kent. Yeah. So I think we'll just get straight into it. I'll get because she's out of prison now. She's on his podcast. Obviously they used to be co-stars together. He was the villain, obviously. Yeah, Lex Luthor. He became the villain because in Smallville he was good for a little bit, sort of. Yeah, so they're already co-stars, and like I say, he had an incident with her, so I'm sure they've got plenty to talk about. Lord knows how she went down that path. Obviously she got duped by some dude. So here we go.
Well, it's like all of Hollywood is like that. That's just what we know about.
Yeah. I mean, and not all of Hollywood would have been with it. There'll be with some a cult of some sort, but not necessarily NXIVM. It was spelled NXIVM, the old way for spelling you in English. So it's in the title, NXIVM, which is just pronounced NXIVM. I don't even know fully what they believed, but I know it ended up being like, sex kind of cult, and they were branding each other with the leader of the cult's name or symbol or whatever. Let's see what she's got to say about it, because she's got first-hand knowledge. So let's do that. And get to the bottom. What's the squares? Right, it's an hour and 14 minutes. So if it does drag a little, I'll end up putting it on a little faster. But let's give it a go.
You're listening to Inside of You with Michael.
So this guy, Michael Rosenbaum, he played Lex Luthor in Smallville. He was a co-host. And Tom Welling, I can see him in the background there. He played Clark Kent. Obviously, he was bald in it. Shaved his hair off. And he did a lot of 90s movies, like with... like it's Scream type movies, not Scream, but those type movies, back in the 90s. He was in a lot of them. Dead Man's Curve and that, I think he was in. Anyway, let's do it.
Rosenbaum, Ryan Tejas is here.
I am here.
Welcome. Thanks for listening. Thanks for, a lot of people are here, obviously, to listen to the Allison Mack episode. So just hear a few words from me. I'm not going to bore the life out of you. But all I ask is if you like this interview, stick around. Write a review and follow us and support us. Support us. And
I am sub to him. I'm only sub to him because of Smallville. That's all it is. I see he's got the old Superman posters there, some film posters there as well. The Exorcist. But he did play, I think, out of everyone, he's played the best Lex Luthor. I do. For Superman.
And also you could join Patreon to support this little podcast, and the patrons really save the show. And patreon.com/inside of you.
So you have a little bit of money left from
my Instagram at the Michael Rosenbaum.
Smallville, bro. They're all doing it. All these stars that used to be on TV back in the mid 2000s. I said late 90s there for some reason. He was in films in the late 90s, early 2000s. But anybody who was on TV in the late 2000s or mid 2000s and that are now, they've got their own YouTube channels, So, it just shows that, they might have had money at one point and they might be comfortable, but, they obviously didn't have enough to keep them going for the rest of their life. And now they're having to do stuff like this, which is good. At least he stayed grounded.
I wonder to myself, do actors get a lot of the same type of contracts as let's say, rappers?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I dare say when it comes to platforms like this or Kick, a lot of old actors will get a contract. I don't know about YouTube. I don't know if YouTube does contracts, but I know that Kick does. I know that Rumble does and things like that, So I dare say they probably do. They probably do somehow, but they probably know someone that knows the guy, the
Well, because
man.
it's like I believe, like Prince, for example, when he was saying that, like, oh, there's like 10 or 12 artists out there who are making decent money, but like the rest
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. I mean, of course they were making money. I mean, look, even Michael Jackson ended up skint because he was paying. His lifestyle was paying for more than what his career was giving him, and that's why Michael Jackson was going to do the O2 50. Well, it was going to be 50 shows, wasn't it? And then he ended up dying allegedly. So
Right. Well,
it's because I don't know. I mean, I don't believe he was a pedo, but I don't know if he's dead or not because you know the score. But I do actually think Michael's dead. But there's a few of them I don't think are dead.
well, I would say he could be, but I don't know.
Yeah,
For sure.
yeah, I don't know for sure exactly, but
Mm.
yeah, even he ended up with no money because his lifestyle from when he was making big money compared to when his career went downhill, especially after the accusations and that. Then he was continuing to pay these things while he didn't have the money. That's why he was going to do the O2. So there's a lot of these peoples have got money. They look like they're rich, but then they're contractors. Like Sony just takes it all away from them. Obviously they've got some money, but Sony gets more of it, I think. If it's people like Sony and that. But,
Well, it's like, and in Michael's case, it's like a lot of his bills went towards like court costs.
Yeah,
like
yes,
he would get so tied up in that, and like that was on purpose.
And he also paid off one of them. The first one, he paid off what 12 million in 1993 to Jordan Chandler, and now I understand. A lot of people think that shows his guilt. No, I think it just showed he was so pissed off with it. He had the money, like, here, take it.
Like, yeah, just take this money and leave me alone.
Absolutely. I mean, I would kind of stick to my guns, but I haven't been in that situation where I've been accused of that and got the money to pay it off. So I don't know. But I certainly believe he loved children. He might have showed it in a weird way, but I don't think he was a pedophile.
Well, it's like
when
the
he
way
said,
the court system is in the U.S. It's like they're not really geared on justice anymore. They're more for profit.
Of course, and it's like when he said on that Martin Bashir interview back in the late 90s, was it, or early 2000s, when he had that kid next to him and he was holding his hand. He says, "Look, the most loving thing you can do is share your bed with someone." Like, you shouldn't have said that, bro. You really shouldn't have said that. You might think that's a loving thing to do, but a lot of other people think that's weird. You know what I mean?
Actually, I mean, the first time, I can see how people can see that the wrong way, but for me, I didn't actually see anything wrong with it.
Well, I did. I've seen
like
he
it's like he was genuine.
I do believe he was genuine, but I still seen it as weird. Like, I would never invite a boy into my bed. He could have the chair, you know what I mean? Or I'd have the chair and he could have the bed, but he's not sleeping in the same bed as me, because these kind of accusations will happen if people think or even
it would be like in my or your situation, it would be more awkward, but like in his, it's actually kind of understandable since he didn't really have much of a childhood.
No, absolutely. That's why I get it. But I get why you like that. But to anybody, to me, I mean, that would be weird doing that. Letting like my mate who's like I could let him share my bed with me, but a child, no, I'm not gonna let a child. And that same child was the same child that ended up accusing him afterwards because of his parents. His parents pressurized him into it, I think. And he won that case. He didn't pay anything out. He didn't pay them anything. Obviously, he paid some stuff out, but he didn't pay them anything. He won that case, because it was parents. It was the parents pushing it,
Oh, right, because they wanted money.
Of course. Absolutely. Right. Okay, we'll get on with this.
And can you put our avatars in like the top left, maybe?
The top left.
I just feel like I'm like in the way with my black background there.
If you want, yeah, I can do that.
Thank you.
Which one shall we do? That one? No, not that one. That one.
Perfect.
Yes. Cool.
My link tree, all that stuff for updates on the Smallville cruise and products and all that good stuff, and the Inside of You online store for a ton of cool Smallville merch. But today,
Smallville merch.
It's a very special episode.
Smallville's not your franchise. You were in it, but it's not your franchise to sell the merch. You must have some kind of, maybe he's allowed to sell merch to do with him in Smallville, I suppose.
And I grew up during that series, but it was like on all the time, but yet like the only time I would ever see it would be like on accident.
Oh, I loved it. I loved Smallville. I thought it was good. It's the only TV series at that day, the early 2000s to late 2000s. It was. I think they went on for 11 seasons, 10 or 11 seasons. So it was 11 years. So in the end, he did turn into Superman, and he didn't want Tom Welling did not want to wear the costume, so they had to CGI it. Because all the way through the series, he wore black, he wore red and blue, he wore black, but he never wore the suit until he found out he could fly. He knew he could bound tall buildings and that, but he didn't find out till the end he could fly. So yeah, it was a good series. I loved it. It was great. And when I heard about Allison Mack, it was a shock to me because I was used to seeing her every blooming week in, Smallville. And she's in Smallville, she's the innocent one. She's the one that does good to everyone and does good by everyone, or tries to at least,
I have a feeling this might be bigger than a lot of the episodes.
Yep.
Allison Mack.
I didn't even know this is actually 4 months old. It's actually 4 months old, this episode. And I was surprised I didn't see beforehand. Because I did do something on this already. Oh, did it say 4 months? Yeah, 4 months ago. Yeah.
From Smallville. And as you know, I knew her for many years. I mean, since 2000-ish, right? Something like that.
Long time.
But it's been probably 25 years. And I hadn't seen her since I left the show. Maybe on occasion, maybe once or twice at a con or something.
Are you kidding me? Who else is on tonight? There's 2 people in chat. Are you kidding? Is QE on tonight? I bet he is, isn't he? Oh, and Flats is on as well. Hold on, why Flats? Hold on a minute. No, that's for another day.
No, yeah, Flats. You always take Tuesdays off, right?
Yeah, always, because that's the whole reason I started doing Tuesdays. Because Flats, because I was filling in for Flats. That's how I started streaming, filling in for Flats on a Tuesday. Then I decided to stream all the time. Okay, right. So there's no one. The QE's not even on, but there's no DN. Weird.
And speaking of Flats, like Taco Talks made another video, where he's kind of belittling flat earthers a bit.
Oh, no doubt.
Where he's not being honest of our view, but you know what? We shouldn't be surprised. I dare say we should take a healthy and mature approach.
Yeah.
Because like it's clearly fresh on him. Like he's never really engaged with it before, and if we kind of push too hard, he's just going to fire back.
Yeah. I get it. I did see you putting something in chat like that yesterday. You said you were talking to him in comments or something like that. You were. Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
I did read something like that.
No, but so Taco, he made a new video like just today, and Flats, made a response.
Yeah,
a comment on it. And it's a completely reasonable post, but I actually doubt Taco is going to take him up on an offer to actually have a talk.
Right.
And,
okay.
It's just kind of one of them things where it's like, where Jesus, might tell us, like, I have many things I desire to tell you, but you cannot bear it yet.
Yeah. Right. Wow. That's, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, maybe some
give him some space, even though.
Yeah.
After everything happened with NXIVM and going to prison, I haven't obviously talked to her for quite a long time. I didn't think she would come in.
That's why my thumbnail says from Smallville to Small Cell.
And she was on time, unlike a lot of guests. And we get into a lot of stuff. And, she did this other podcast that just came out.
Oh, did she?
And I think if you want to listen after this episode, you can go for a deep dive into that. But I really like how this episode went. I mean, and I'm going to let
Michael Rosenbaum, he loved that as an actress. But when she did that, come in one day, she just thought she was visiting. She came in with a load of people, just started cooking up and all that cooking stuff. And I mean, like you sit there like, what? You can't do that. Even if you know the person, even if it's your best friends don't say, like, if he turns around and says, like, yeah, you cook anytime you want, you still don't. You're still like, oh, do you mind if I go and do this? But she just came in and started cooking up with her with friends that he didn't even know. I don't know if he's got to tell the story, but he's told it before when she was in prison.
All right.
Decide how you feel about it. I had a lot of questions, and I'm not an interrogator. I'm not Barbara Walters.
Hey, Baza, bro. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Cheers, Baza.
I'm just a guy just wanting to ask questions. And, you know, she answered a lot of questions, and, you know, some were more difficult to answer and some were a little private. So,
I mean, if she's taking accountability, that's good, because she ended up being this guy's right-hand man. She was like the next in command, you know what I mean? Sort of thing. So I'm hoping she has seen the error of her ways, like, definitely. She's got to, surely.
Hopefully.
I thought
it would be nice. It would be nice. I mean, 21 months in prison is not that long, but it's a long enough for a shock to someone. You know what I mean? It is long enough to shock someone, especially someone that has probably never been arrested in their life before, you know. But
well, right. I mean, there's people who like escape jail all the time where their crimes are terrible.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, it's like God knows what their hearts and their souls need. So,
right.
Whether they're in jail or not.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Forthcoming. And it gave me a different perspective on what she's doing, and now working in prison reform and getting her master's in social work and a lot of stuff.
No, that's all good stuff.
So I want you to,
as long as the social workers, if it's the same social workers I'm thinking about, social workers with kids, not as long as it's in the right direction, because some social workers will take kids off parents that don't need that shouldn't be, and leave kids with parents that they shouldn't leave kids with, you know. So that department always needs decent people, or people with good discernment, you know.
Well, it reminds me, back when I was about 14 or 15, he was a few blocks over, but like a neighbor kid. We were friends, kind of, but no, he was in an orphan home, basically, where it was like him and like 6 others, where they were just using those kids to gain a monthly check.
Yeah, that happens too.
That's all it was. Other than that, they did not care about them one bit. It was kind of awful.
That's, I mean, it even happens within family. Look, I mean, my old, like, when my dad kind of went off the rails because my mum left and he ended up drinking. He had to finish his job to look after us, then end up drinking, being with someone, new partner. I ended up living with one of my older sisters when I was 14 for a little bit. And my younger brother, Chomp Colin, he was 12. He's 2 years younger than me. He lived with the second oldest sister, sort of thing. But the one that looked after me, Linda, she's dead now. She just took me on, you know what I mean, sort of thing. But my other sister fostered my brother, just so she could get the money side, you know what I mean. Yeah, she cared for them, but you know, she made sure she got the money. Whereas my other sister didn't. Now my other sister that looked after me, she ended up being the more corrupt one, that I ended up taking drugs and all that stuff. And she's passed on now. Not because of drugs, but yeah, it's a weird situation. You know what I mean? They kind of switched kind of evil roles.
I get it.
Anyway.
You know, we've talked about this on the podcast, you'll see, and I'll get into it. But I guess I'm just prefacing this saying we had a discussion. I wanted to hear her voice.
Yeah.
How she was affected, how she affected others, how she feels about it, what she did to get through it, what she's doing to get through it. I guess I'll just let you listen. So let's get inside of Allison Mack.
It's my point of view. You're listening to Inside.
That's the name of his podcast. I think it's a little strange. Inside of You. You know, and the way let's get inside of Allison Mack. It's just a strange podcast name, but I get what he means by it.
Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum. Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum was not recorded in front of a live studio audience.
Jeez, it's so weird seeing you because, I mean, I knew you since you were like...
was not recorded in front of a live studio audience, because usually you hear the other.
a little girl, not a little girl.
No,
but
no.
you were 18.
They call it TAY, transitional age youth.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is. TAY.
It's not like
transitional age
67.
Youth. Yeah, no,
42.
no.
Is it something like that? Am I doing it wrong with the kids?
No, I think that is
I still don't get the 6-7 thing. I know it came from Shrilla, that rapper. I still don't get what it bloody means. But I know the rapper that came up with it is evil. Or he likes evil things.
The kids are doing it. I don't really know either.
I don't know what it means.
But no, in different social services and social welfare industries and stuff like that, they call it transition age youth because your brain doesn't stop developing until you're 25. But at 18, you're now suddenly cut loose.
I don't know how true those things are. Once upon a time, we were told we use less than 10% of our brain. That is completely not true. Not true at all. We use all of our brain. All of our
Right. And it's like, how did they prove that?
Yeah, exactly. It's the same as how do they know? Like some people will say a dog sees in blue or black and white. Really? How do you really know that? Unless you're looking through their eyes. You might study their bodies and that, but you've never seen through their eyes to actually know that. Yeah, you might study the brain, but how do you know that it actually is what they're seeing? You know?
Well, it's like a scientist said so, PJ.
Of course.
You just have to accept it.
You know, it's madness, isn't it? So the brain stopped developing at 25. It sounds right, but does it? Does our brain not continue to develop? Are we not always?
Well, no, I would dare say it still develops because we still learn things.
Because we're still learning. Yes, it's not forming like getting bigger or anything like that, or getting smaller or changing dynamically. You know what I mean? But dynamically, yeah, dynamically would be okay, I think. Physically, dynamic, whatever, you know. But you'd think if you continue to learn, then your mind's always changing. Be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Is that not constantly happening? You know,
that's precisely right.
Expected to be independent and successful,
but
your brain's not fully formed, and so
it makes perfect sense.
To me.
I don't think my brain's still
right. Well, and for men, it takes even longer.
Yeah.
So
they always say women change every 5 years.
Do they?
And they say that as well, that women develop faster than men, maybe through puberty and that. I don't know how true it is when it comes to brain and all that stuff. Puberty, maybe, yeah, cool. But when it comes to the brain thing and all that, how do they really know that? The same as like they say women can take more pain than men. And that's in general because women go through birth, you know, sort of thing. So I can understand that in some way. But if their arm was to get chopped off, would they handle it the same way as a man would? Or would they scream like a man would as well? Because I would scream if my arm got chopped off. You know what I mean? So all these scientific information that's meant to be true, we don't really know if it is actually true, you know.
Well, and experientially, like with girls, like I mean, I do think they have like kind of like a growth spurt amongst boys who are their age.
Yeah, puberty, definitely.
When I was like 12, 13, 14, 15, like man, girls were growing up. Like fast.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
What?
Absolutely. Even nowadays, it's ridiculous. You're getting 12-year-olds with BBLs and stuff, and it's just, and it's not even as though it's like they've been surgically put there. It's what they're eating and stuff like that. I don't know, or what they're doing. I have no idea, but they're seeming more mature as years go on, you know, and it's madness. It's madness because when I was younger, girls seemed to mature earlier, but now even now
it's like even worse
even earlier now, you know.
Yeah,
and I think a lot of that is self-induced, you know, because of what this view on
the diet.
Yeah.
Maybe it's people in general, but I thought it was women. Like, you know, when you're a younger woman, I've heard from other women that like who you are when you're 25 is completely different from who you are when you're 30.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's the same with men.
I kind of agree with that. Well, who I was when I was 27, when I was rehab, is not exactly who I am now. There's definitely a lot of who I am still there, but our character does change unless you're so stubborn you never change anything. But your character does change a little bit throughout time. Not completely, your personality's gone, but there is certain things you'll change attitudes. Especially if you come to Christ, you need to change attitudes, you know, in certain ways. So yeah, I think we're always changing.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I need to do that like daily.
Right.
You know,
Right.
operating with a clean conscience, answering God with a good conscience.
Right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it really actually feels good. Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
That men all of a sudden, I don't know if they ever grow up in many
Interesting.
ways.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. There's a little bit more simply. I mean, not to get super like sexist and gendered, but
Is that what I'm doing? I'm doing that already?
No. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, there is kind of like the stereotype of like men being a little bit more straightforward and cut and dry, and
yeah.
women being a little bit more complex and nuanced.
But you were always like,
Well, I don't think that would be a stereotype. I think that's more of an archetype because that's pretty much true from what I observe anyway. So I would call that more of an archetype. Wouldn't you? Hey, I mean, it could be a stereotype because stereotype is just like the little things, picking on this, picking that. But the archetype is the type of person you are. So I don't know. Maybe it is a stereotype, that one.
Well, I mean, that makes me think of like, yeah, younger girls again, where it's like when I was growing up with them, they would act older than they were.
Absolutely.
They were pretending.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. That happens a lot. I mean,
And
especially
they'll be like, oh, but we're complex. No, you're not. I see.
no, you just fancied the older guys. That's what it was. They fancied the older guys, so they thought they'd grow up a bit.
Yeah, no, that was the big part of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, worldly, your family. I mean, growing up, like, I know you went to like operas and.
Well, my dad's an opera singer.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah, I came from a family of art. That was it.
You grew up fast, didn't you?
I in some ways, and then in other ways, there were parts of me that never really had the chance to. You know,
I was going to say, even in Smallville, like she was the kind one, and tried to look after everyone, sort of thing. And also, like a younger kind of one in it, but she did seem to be like mother everybody. So it kind of came through in her character, what she's saying there.
Right.
So I was wise beyond my years in certain circumstances and then incredibly immature in other ways.
Were you, when you were younger, like for me, I always felt like I needed attention because I didn't get it at home. So I was always craving for attention. Were you like that?
Absolutely. But it wasn't because I didn't get it at home. I got a lot of attention at home.
You did?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it was because I started working when I was so young.
It's like 7.
4.
4.
Yeah.
That attention thing is like sometimes people crave attention, but then others don't want the attention at all. But even like when I didn't, like, because I'm thinking about myself, I didn't want to be noticed like by it would just depend. It's like depended what you wanted the attention for. Certain things you wanted to be noticed in, but other things like, no, I don't want to be noticed for that at all, So I could see both sides of myself in that. Like I didn't want to be noticed, but at the same time, in certain things, I would have wanted attention. But there's a lot of times I don't want attention at all.
It does depend.
Yeah.
The type of attention you're getting.
Yeah, that's it. 100%.
And I can actually understand where these actors are coming from. Like my mom wanted me to be an actor, but I didn't want to because it just felt so fake.
Right.
I can't act like that. I can't be myself.
Yeah, I get you. I mean, it's something I thought about as a kid, being an actor, because of what you see on TV. But when you actually try it, when I went to drama class and you try and act, it's hard. It's a hard thing to do. I mean, doing things spontaneously because something happens, that's fine. Improvising is fine. But when you've got if you've got lines and you've got to do this and you've got to do that and try and act as though it's natural when it's not. It might be a natural thing you're meant to act out, but because it's not happening at that point in real life, it's a hard thing to act out. I don't know how to do it.
Like the most famed actors, like the ones where it's like their feelings really, kind of push through a bit. Where it's like they are drawing on something real that happened on their life, but they're improvising it into their act to make their act seem real.
Absolutely. I mean, look at The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. Every character he plays is just Dwayne The Rock Johnson. But he's the highest paid actor in the world. You know what I mean? Or he was at one point. Madness.
Didn't know how to read when I started to learn how to memorize. So my mom would read my lines to me and I would memorize auditorily. So my memory is insane. Like I went back to school when I was 36. And I realized I'm really good at school, not necessarily because.
Well, does she mean actual school? Or does she mean, because like when I'm 36, we can't go back to school. We can go to college as a mature student, but we can't go back to school as such.
I'm assuming she means college or university.
College, right. Cool.
I think so.
I'm like super smart, but because I remember things.
I know that like in America, if you don't, like, you can stay on in school. If you keep like failing your grades, you can actually stay on till like you're 20 or something, can't you? But I don't think that happens in the UK. Even if you failed every single time, you wouldn't be able to stay in past 18 at school in the UK. But I do know that some Americans in some states, like I've seen in certain YouTube channel where this guy was in school till he was 22 or something, and I was like, it amazed me that you could be in school 22. It's really amazed me.
Well, what's really, when you can see through the cracks. Like if I was raising a son or daughter, I would get them into college by the time they are 10. Easy.
Yeah. Wow.
Easy.
See, that's the thing. It's madness, isn't it? It's madness.
It is madness. No, yeah. So it's like most of their time is spent on wasting our time.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, kids are in school for all those years, and especially nowadays, what are they learning except lies? The only two things that's any good for them is probably comprehension, as in English or whatever language they're in, that type of thing. And maths, that's about the only, and maybe general kind of studies of things. But, but in general, school was a waste of time, really. College, got you. Yeah, Baz was saying college as well. Yeah, waste of money, you're saying. Waste of money. Yeah,
I wasted money on college once and never again.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Absolutely. I mean, people think, even universities, like there's this channel that goes around in YouTube, and he's just a normal dude, probably in his 20s, he's maybe 30, and he goes about asking Gen Z, and some of these people are in university and college and stuff like that, and he's asking Gen Z, well, probably in university, he's asking these Gen Zs just basic questions, like, if you add 33 to 77, what is it? And people, no, it's 90, it's 100. No, it's 110. People see a pattern and think that, hold on, 33, 77, that must be 100, sort of thing. But even basic questions, he was saying, like 16 divided by 8. And this woman was saying, 16 doesn't go into 8. That's not what he's asking. He's saying 16 divided by, but 16 doesn't go into 8. I'm like, my goodness.
Well, it's like a lot of this also started with in the US, it's called like No Child Left Behind, where it's like all you have to do is go to class. You don't even have to pass a test.
Yeah, see,
but as long as you're there, like they still give you credit.
Yeah, they need you there for the numbers, the money, and the indoctrination.
But and then there's like other people where they would go in and like ace their weekly test, but you missed 3 or 4 days out of the week, therefore we're bringing your A+ down to an F.
Madness.
And also on top of that, because you missed so many days, we're also just gonna deduct it in general. Like you fail, like actually fail. Stupid. It's just because you're attending, you pass something that your attendance is low. Hold on, I thought the whole aim was me. Right? No, they became more attendance based.
See, because they need you there. Right?
Oh, right. You're their meal ticket.
Yeah, absolutely. But as I said, the university types decide. I saw one yesterday. Asked the kid 4 divided by 2. Nothing. Honestly, they didn't know 4 divided by 2
is 2.
Wow. That's what I'm saying. It's really mad. I can't remember the name of the channel, but because I've watched it a few times, it'll keep coming up on my feed. So next time it does, I'll save one to show you, and it's crazy. And this is kids in the UK. And UK was at one point, especially Scotland, was well known for its good education system. When I was at school, it was Scottish was always classed as the better education system in the UK. But thinking back, I was indoctrinated like the rest of everybody. So was it really that good?
Well, it like in my parents' era, a bit before your time, it's like the education did have more quality. Like the teachers actually did pay more attention.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
because if they didn't, they would, hear all kinds of gruff from parents. But like today, it's different.
That's it. Baza, that's the same guy. That's exactly who I'm talking about. This guy. This is the same guy from the UK. This is the same guy. The link you just put in. Right, I'll get a quick example. I'm not going to play a full video, but I'll give you a quick example of how bad it is. Let's look for a short one. I'll just play this first one, but I'll play the first couple.
What is 100 divided by 5?
100 divided by 5. That's 20. It's simple, and you can't get this.
So we got to do the column method and that. 100 in the box, 5. 0.
You don't even need to do the formula for it. You should be able to do that in your head.
So I'm going to say 0.50.
0.50 is 100 divided by 5. So 5 goes into 100 0.5 times. What?
No, wait. 0.005.
0.005.
0.005. Wow. Even less.
How'd you get to 0.005?
Got to do the common addition and that, get me? So, bus stop method back in school days. Yeah.
The answer's there, 20.
What's the chemical symbol for gold?
Come on.
J.
How'd you get
By counting in the alphabet.
No, it's not by counting the alphabet. That's how you get the elemental letter symbols for gold. That's AU.
Okay. What galaxy are we in right now?
What galaxy? Jupiter.
You're in Jupiter galaxy. Well, we're not in a galaxy, but if you were going by their model, it would be the Milky Way. See how bad it is? It's really bad.
Jupiter.
What are you good at?
I'm good at a range of qualities and skills, and I'd say I'm very versatile. And
well, you get the point. It's a long video. I need to get on with it, but that's the same guy I was talking about, Baza. Same guy. Obviously, there's some of them. He's only playing the ones that are getting the answers wrong, but it just shows you how many that do. It's great, and it's not just even Gen Z. I've seen them asking older people like my age, and they're not getting it. What the heck?
Well, and I also try to find the silver lining, where perhaps it's kind of a good thing, where it means that they're not so under the thumb of the indoctrination.
Ooh, I don't know about. They're still indoctrinated by the things that are important, but that need them indoctrinated by.
Right.
This is just maths.
For people like us, PJ or Baza, and Keith, also, it's like it puts us in a position where we can actually help them with knowledge.
Yeah, you can.
Genuine, and we actually care.
Absolutely,
and we'll give it for free.
But it's not their failure. I mean, it's probably partly their failure, but it's partly the parents, it's partly the government. It's partly their system that they're in. Well, a lot to do with the system they're in. It's so obviously it's not. Sometimes it's not their fault. Sometimes they just haven't been brought up right. They haven't been taught,
like for me, it wasn't my fault. That my school was failing, like without my parents' knowledge, because they weren't really paying attention.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, I've had to learn so much in hindsight.
Right.
But yeah, it's like if I ever have children, I'm going to be paying attention to who's teaching them and what.
Absolutely. That.
You remember? Do you retain things from a long time ago too, or is it mostly?
I'm actually going to have to put this on a little faster. We've got 6 minutes in. We've still got over an hour.
Oh, well.
Let's see how fast it sounds at 1.5. Well, it should be okay, hopefully.
Like if you read something, you retain it immediately.
It's like that.
See, that's lucky. That's lucky, especially with learning lines and things like that.
Well, and I think that's why, because
Nah, it still sounds, it sounds too fast to me. Even some people talk that slow that it's fine, but it's too fast for me, that one. Oh, Microsoft Teams, you have a new message, a new contact. I don't know who that is.
Learned lines through my whole developmental time. But I knew who I was based on the reaction I got from my audience. That was how
Right.
I developed an identity.
Right.
And so when I didn't have a reaction from an audience, I had no idea who I was. So I was constantly seeking an audience, you know?
Me too.
Maybe that's partly why she fell into this cult. You know, attention. I don't know. But then you end up giving all your attention to the leader, and then she ends up working for that leader, being the second in command, sort of thing. So it's, yeah, maybe it's partly to do with attention.
Well,
she was
I
used
mean,
to that.
isn't it kind of like her parents' fault as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Me too. It was like
Definitely.
Mhm.
It's in his pocket, Indiana Jones's pocket. Is that meant to be Crowder?
I didn't feel comfortable being me. So when people saw me in a show or something, they'd be like, "Oh, you were really funny." I'm like, "Oh, great. I'll just continue being someone else."
Absolutely, brother. I agree. I think it's today's society, first world problems. No need to, no one needs to think anymore. We're all spoon-fed, dribble through social media and TV. Yep, absolutely. Put the fries in the bag, man. Put the fries in the bag. I get it. Absolutely, bro.
Right.
Next role. What is it? And that lasted, I mean, for a long time. I don't think it was until the last 10 years I started really digging deep and finding out, you know, why I have these issues and why I need attention or why I crave an audience.
What caused you to even start digging deep? Because some people don't ever ask this question.
It's just more about not relying on success, like not defining success as
money,
something like being an actor, for instance, like being
on material, not defining success on material things and hedonistic things that just please you. You know what I mean? That's
and
what
like
people,
actors in general. I mean, like especially the ones that make it in Hollywood. I mean, in America especially, they're like, "Oh, you must be successful then." Like, no, they're not.
Right, exactly.
Like even if they are with their bank account, they are spiritually bankrupt. A lot of them.
Right, because that's what nowadays success is. That's your baseline, and for success is just how much money you've got, and then the rest round about it, or the type of friends you've got with money, and you know, high standing and all that kind of stuff. That becomes success. Anything that's appealing to your flesh in the end. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Someone who, you know, is revered by many, or people, you know, you have fans and adoring fans, and it's like, oh, I like this, and it's like, I feel like I never got the unconditional love, maybe, and so I was seeking it elsewhere, and I think that
unconditional love only comes from God, because any other love is still, even sometimes when it comes to mother and father, I mean, that should be unconditional, but it's not always. Sometimes your love with your mother and father is not unconditional. Sometimes they'll only love you if you're doing good things, you know. I mean, that type of thing. Which to me, unconditional love will always come from God.
Amen.
You know, unconditional love is sustainable, but the attention, it comes and goes, and it's empty. It's like a colander, right? It empties and it refills and it empties, and it's like this constant need for acceptance that I'm good enough. So, you know, about 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago, I started working on that, and it helped. It just, I explored my youth.
Pause it real quick?
I explored.
But it reminds me of when I used to play poker, where it's like we for more experienced players, we have a rule of thumb where it's like you do not let your emotions depend on your chip count.
Yeah.
Because it's like there's a lot of people where like, oh, like if they win a big hand, like look at how many chips I have, like they're on the top of the world, and like a few hands later or something, they get their butts kicked.
Yeah, I was going to say they'll be the same people who lose all their chips because of their tell. You know what I mean? They'll always have a tell as well.
That's a thing.
People study these things. Absolutely, bro.
Well, yeah, I was a big studier of it, and it's real. People do give off tells without their knowledge.
Even if it's just a glint in your eye, even if there's no movement, even if it's just a glint in the eye.
Involuntary one, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a stutter of speech.
Yeah.
And And no, but yeah, so it's like some people, like they'll allow their confidence level to depend on how many chips they have.
Right, exactly.
And no, you cannot do that. Otherwise, you'll never be a good poker player.
Right.
Yep.
Who I was as a kid, and things that I always felt less than. And did you ever go through that?
All the time.
All the time.
I mean, I saw the world is in a casting room. Do you know what I mean? So it was like everything was hierarchical. There was always somebody better and always somebody worse, and I needed to figure out where.
Yeah, kind of, and that's in that cult she ended up being second command. So she was trying to find out where she was, like she's just about to say now, I think, in that hierarchical circles. Well, it's not circle because it kind of would, in that kind of linear hierarchy line, she wanted to find out her position, and it's understandable if she's coming from that background. I get that.
I landed within that hierarchy in order to feel safe. And I was so ambitious because the higher your number on the call sheet, the more validation you got, the more people wanted to see you and wanted you to be around, and the more valuable you were in my experience.
See, that's the same principle as when Jesus is talking about, look at the Pharisees and the Sadducees who are praying, with all their fancy words and all that. They're getting their validation from man. They've already got their reward, because they're not doing it in their secret place to God. They're doing it so they can show their fancy words to men, so they can show how good of an orator they are to men. So that's kind of that principle right there.
Exactly.
Experience. And so there was just like this intense competitive edge, and I mean, that was, really like that longing and that emptiness was what pushed me into what ended up being the cult that I ended up kind of doing crazy life altering things in. But
very crazy.
But and then it wasn't until
branding people is very crazy. Sex cult is crazy in the first place with what they teach, but she was obviously duped.
So my whole life, people were like, "Oh, you're so lovely. Oh, you're so smart. Oh, you're so nice to be around. Oh, you're so funny. Oh, you're so."
That's what I was saying about when you see her character in Smallville. That's what she seems like. She'd be the last person you'd think it would do something like that.
This, oh, you're so that, and so everyone's expectations of me were like fantastic. You know what I mean?
That's
and I was like, great, I will live into that. You tell me who I need to be, whether it's through a script or through your perception of me, and I will absolutely fulfill that. But there was like a hollowness within that because none of it was calibrated.
True and real. Yeah, there's always going to be that hollowness if you haven't got God, I think.
Well,
always.
It's not her. Like, oh, tell me who I need to be.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
To me and what I
didn't
wanted.
Feel it.
Well, I wasn't there. I was a shell that was presenting as.
Wow, I would say there's demonic demons involved in this, without a doubt. When she was, I don't know about now, but when she was in that cult, maybe that was the partly what was forming the attitudes. I don't know. But it sounds, when she was saying about I was just a shell, it sounds very much a place that a demon and his friends would move into, The
person to the world, right? That was receiving me.
Yeah.
And then when I got in trouble and my life changed and there were all these horrible things that were being said about me, some totally earned, some really difficult and I don't necessarily think fair, but some 100% valid and fair.
Yeah, but I mean, you're never, if you're on the receiving end, you're going to agree with some of it, but then the others that seem harsh, you're going to disagree with it. I understand that, and I've felt that before. But to the people who were affected by it, that probably wasn't harsh at all. It probably wasn't enough, So you've got to think of it that way as well. I mean, personally, you're going to feel hard done by. You're going to take accountability for what you know you're wrong, but the things that might not necessarily have you agreed with to other people because of what you done, it's going to be. That would have been probably an underestimating you. You should have been called something worse or whatever the situation was, But I get that feeling, definitely. Because I've been in the wrong. I've been in the wrong plenty of times, realize they've been wrong, but then they keep going on about certain things, you know, and there's still certain things that annoy you, even though it's like, hold on, you're going a bit farther now. Like yesterday, the dude was talking about, fair enough, it was a misunderstanding, but he didn't come in with humility and like he was going on like, you sinned against me. Like, hold on, a misunderstanding is not sin. So I ended up apologizing, and then he was like, fine, that's all I was asking for. And at the end of it, he still kept going on. And I said, well, where was my apology? I didn't get one, did I? You know? And I didn't even ask for one. I still didn't get one. But I still thought the guy was all right in the end. But he's totally wrong in what he believes about Christ. That's for sure.
And this lady, she makes me think she's at least read some scripture, I think.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. No idea. But I would say probably she was in the cult. They might have read scripture to a certain degree.
Well,
even
no,
if
she may have read it
against it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that as well. That as well.
Yeah.
Hey, you know who? Good to see you. Is it you know who? Yeah, you know who. What's this? Let's come to the. Oh, hold on. What? Chapter 4. I thought Yeshua. I know it's all something. I can't pronounce the blooming Hebrew. Mashiach Bishra. Anointed salvation has come to the flesh.
And yes, that's correct.
Absolutely. But I can't read the Hebrew, so good to see you though.
In the flesh, yeah, we call him Jesus.
Yes, it's Jesus. I mean, I think this is the person who's going to that disagrees with Flats and us a lot on things.
Oh.
I think I can't remember. I'm not too sure. That's why I was like reading it with caution now.
And all of a sudden I was like, oh, I don't want to be any of those things. So if I don't want to be any of those things, who am I? You know? And there was this complete decomposition of my identity and this moment of like limbo moment, years of limbo in who am I? And then being in very strange and different, unique environments like prison, like a jail cell, like the back of a paddy wagon, and like a courtroom, you know, like the center of a paparazzi huddle, like house arrest, where I was like, I'm still myself, but I'm waking up looking at.
Hey, Roger, what you saying, bro?
Oh, it's getting funny over here, man.
Over where?
Oh, somebody's sending out emails with QE's book and attaching my name as a chain, like I'm handing out his book for free.
Oh, that's
well, you know who that is. It's the trolls
Yeah.
of some sort. They're idiots,
Oh yeah,
bro.
but it's getting heated. But I'm not worried about it because I didn't send anybody it.
Well, tell QE. I mean, go to QE yourself and tell him.
No, I don't really
QE
care.
would know.
Yeah,
pretty sure.
Yeah, of course, but just make sure. Look, this is going out. This is happening. Just so you know, it's not me. I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? You know what I mean? You don't have to justify yourself, but it'd be good to clear it with him. You know what I mean?
I made a joke about it because I got the email too, and I said, "Well, you want the book? I have it." You know, and I said it on my stream, so everybody like, "Oh, he's handing out books." I'm like, no. Good God, yeah. So, what are you guys reviewing? I got to go to work in like an hour, but.
Allison Mack. Remember, she was in the cult NXIVM.
Oh, nice.
From Smallville. Both of these, the one interviewing her, talking to her, Michael Rosenbaum, he played Lex Luthor in Smallville, and she played Chloe Sullivan. But after Smallville, she ended up during Smallville. That's towards the end of Smallville, she wasn't in it because she was in this cult called NXIVM.
I never heard of it.
You'll remember if I show you the guy, you'll remember him. Let me just get a picture. Let me just find that.
Yeah, one more thing about that. Max and Buck Sodbuster are the ones running around telling everybody, and Elderbear.
Oh yeah, of course. No doubt. So his name was Keith Renier. Images. Let me just show you some images of him. I'm sure you'd recognize him once his face comes up. Surely. This was the leader. This is who she got duped by. This dude here. Him. That's her actually talking to him, I think. There, look.
That looks like a transgender dude.
No, he's a dude. He's a dude.
Yeah, strange looking dude.
Yeah, definitely, dude. But it was a sex cult. There you go. That's how we're talking about. That's when she got set. So Keith himself got sentenced to 120 years. She got a few. She did 21 months, but he got sentenced to 120 years.
It looks a little David Koreshian.
Yeah, a little, but it was completely not that kind of cult. Different kind of cult, but yeah, definitely a cult nonetheless. But this is
compound. Did they have a
compound
somewhere? They got a place where they had a building and.
Yes, yeah, of course, yeah. I can't remember where, but yeah, they definitely had a building, I'm sure. But they also just help themselves to their mates' food and stuff like that.
That sounds like the Mormons, doesn't it? A little bit.
Yeah. So there was even someone else, Harry from the other one that played Lana Lane, sorry, and
Superman.
Smallville.
Yeah,
Smallville. No, was she play Lana? Yeah, she had black hair. She got into it for a little while, but she come out of it. I don't know if she's in here.
Well, good for her. I'm glad she got out of it.
Hold on. Lana. So that was Tom Welland's girlfriend in Smallville. And Lex Luthor's at one point. Him at Sunscreen. Anyway, back to it, because this is blooming long. This is long. And I've only got 10 minutes into it. Still got an hour and 4. Oh.
Rock on.
Oh, come on. Stop sharing. Why did it stop sharing? And I've also got a fight to do and a movie to do.
I'm gonna miss all that. I gotta work, but I'll watch it later.
Yeah.
Or maybe you kept it paused too long.
Oh no! It's like it's sometimes when I go to change what I'm sharing, it sometimes clicks off for some reason. I don't know.
Okay.
Here, I'm waking up looking at a cinder block wall, but I'm still myself.
No, because it was still playing. I press play, and it just like I thought you were watching it, and you weren't. So it must have been something I did. You know what I mean? Why do you keep? Oh no, it's all right. Don't worry. But every time I see this dude, he's always coming in with the Hebrew.
Good God, yeah, there he is.
I know.
Who is that? And if I don't calibrate to your expectation or your idea or what you want, then I guess I need to calibrate to my expectation and who I want to be and what I want. And that doesn't change regardless of if I'm in a prison cell or if I'm teaching in a classroom or if I'm sitting and talking to my co-host and mom or hanging out.
Oh yeah, this is your Five Nights at Freddy's guy and stuff. That's that guy. Yeah.
With my husband.
That,
there's an integrity that is consistent, but it was like the bullshit was burned off of me through the crucible of my experiences, if that makes sense.
Yeah. The shame, the guilt, all these things just, I guess, ripped you apart and like shedded your skin in a way.
Totally.
And it's like rebirth, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you hope, right? I mean, that's the
that's the goal.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Did you deal with depression or anxiety as a kid?
Not that I would have been able to identify.
No, I didn't. I got nervous as a kid, definitely, but I didn't have anxiety. But I have anxiety now, which is weird, being older. I definitely get anxiety for some reason. It's stupid that I get anxiety over. Like, even if it's just normal stuff, if I've got like a few things to do, even if they're not large things, just small things, like it does my nut in that I think, oh no, I've got to do this to get to this, to get to this. You know what I mean? It really gives me anxiety. Don't know why he does that. Don't know why he does that.
You get overwhelmed with all of it.
Yeah, but it's only a small thing. It's only a small thing. You know, it's like, I don't know why, because it never used to be like that. It still gets done, but it's like, what? Why do I get it?
You gotta get it done.
It's like, my heart starts going and beating that I do get a cortisol over it, man. I'm telling you.
You know what does my nut in? Is like when they pan from person to person so quick when one talks, the other one watch it.
Oh yeah. I get you. That's when they cut out a lot of them do that. Like they cut out the pauses and it's like they're constantly talking. Now I like videos where people talk through them and that and explain things. But when it's just like they do it when there's no break taking, when they've actually edited out the breath that they took, you know, and it just goes straight on to the next. It's like boo, 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 boo. It's just like bullet points. Then this. Just breathe, let it breathe. You know what I mean?
It's overwhelming in itself. Yeah,
I've never cut out I've edited videos, as you know, but I've never cut out the gaps where you're just like where there's talking, you know, just to go into the next talk really quickly. No.
It makes it seem more natural, PJ, when you do it. Like
Right,
that. Yeah.
right.
And when I was going through school at 16, two of the main reasons why I was prescribed Zoloft, that antidepressant, is because I had trouble sleeping at night and trouble focusing in school.
Yeah.
Where it's not so much that I didn't know the material, I just didn't like having to, you know, bash my head against the wall, proverbially speaking, over and over.
Yeah.
Or metaphorically.
So in the UK, they're called sertraline. Sertraline. Yeah. Yeah. Her own self, she was on them as well. She was on a few of them.
Well, no. So it's like, I mean, yeah, in the US especially, it's like, oh, they'll prescribe a child antidepressants if you have trouble.
My son's on them as well. My son's on them. My son's on them. He's on also on my autistic son. He's also on lorazepam, but it's because he's got catatonia within autism because he became mute, and that's the only meds they think they can know out because it's not. They haven't researched it a lot. Catatonia within autism. You know what I mean? And that's what he had because he stopped talking. He started talking again, but a lot of it's all swear words, apparently. I haven't had him yet because I ain't seen him in a little while. He's 18.
My cousin Tim has severe autism.
Hold on, I'm not finished talking.
Sorry.
He's 18. He's moved into his new place. But it's like he's got people there and that can look after him as well. So he's not like in the place on his own sort of thing. But I haven't seen him since we'd had that trip to McDonald's together. I was meant to see him go bowling, but then they didn't turn up. They phoned me and says he didn't want to go, sort of thing. So he must have had an anxiety attack at that point. But he's now not in that school. He's moved into his own place. They're looking after him. But yeah, he's on that because of his catatonia with autism. But like I say, he started talking again. I haven't heard him yet, but a lot of it's swearing apparently. But it's at least he's talking. You know what I mean?
Well, he's probably angry.
Well, yeah, absolutely, because he's gone through trauma and he still hasn't said what that trauma is to anyone. He's hinted.
Well, he probably doesn't even know how to describe it other than just outbursts.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And so I mean, my main point was that like how far the big pharma in the U.S. has been reaching is that it doesn't take much for them to try to prescribe pills for people that actually don't have any real problems.
Oh yeah, that certainly happens too, 100%.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
It certainly does.
Well, guys, that creates more problems. That's
right. I know, and that's kind of their drive because they still make money on it.
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean,
we're providing a service. You know, what kind of service is that? Right. When you're getting everybody addicted to, you know, pharmaceuticals.
Right.
Like it's one thing if you need it, it's another.
I was a pretty
Sorry, go ahead.
Happy.
Blooming out, keeps doing it. Go on, say again, Derek.
No, I said it's one thing if you actually need it, and it's another if you don't.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, they've been trying to shove it in the direction of people that don't.
And what they do here is like they get people, not get people, but it gets sometimes it happens where someone they give someone a drug and this person didn't even want it in the first place, but they've had it for a certain condition, and it becomes physically addictive. And then that's when we need to get you off this now. Well, hold on, you just gave me it to take me off of it, you know. So they do that also. You know, so you go through withdrawal symptoms. I don't think that's the point. I don't know that's why they're doing it to make you go through withdrawals. But it's money is the point, obviously. But it's what they do, like get you hooked on certain things, and then say, well, we've got to get you off that now and put you on something else less addictive. You know, like so it's swapping it. So it's the money's still coming in one way or another. You know.
Well, right. No, they're creating addiction.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And when you do that, you create a market.
Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
It's also very encouraged to be a happy
PJ, hold on a
kid.
second.
I'm 12 minutes in. Go on.
Yeah, I just got a DM from QE.
Yeah.
About the book. Yeah. I just want to make it like to say I'm telling him I didn't send it out. I got a copy and made a joke about it. So
yeah.
He's asking me.
So he's asking you what?
Asking me if I'm the one sending it out.
Oh, so he actually asked you that?
He just
so
now.
He doesn't know.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know for sure. I thought maybe you'd contacted him and he's replied straight away. Well, like I said, what we just discussed, saying no, we was just actually talking about that right now. Nothing to do with me. Yeah. He'll know what the trolls are like, bro. Obviously, he gets them. You know, you're talking about flat earth a lot, you know what I mean? So you're going to get them definitely. He knows them. He'll know that once you tell him, I'm sure he's going to believe you. You know,
yeah, there's a lot of bad blood between him and Nathan right now. So anybody, you like pick a side or something. I don't know.
Well, I wouldn't be picking any sides. If that was what he said, if that was the condition I had, I'd be like, well, I'm not doing that. You do what you want. I'm not going to do that. Pick sides. You know, not unless I was on that side for a reason in the first place. But if I'm an outsider and I don't see, you know, I'm not going to pick sides. You know.
No. But they're attaching my name to the email, saying it's like a chain email that's coming from me.
Well, look, I've still got your banned version of Roger Ledwell on WhatsApp. Someone was texting me called Roger Ledwell, pretending to be you. I was about to send you money that night, remember?
Yeah.
On PayPal. You asked me, well, not you, someone asked me for a lend of $50. And I'm like, so Roger, why are you texting me in WhatsApp when I'm talking to you here and in Messenger? Why are we talking here in Messenger and in WhatsApp? And he says, WhatsApp? I haven't even got WhatsApp.
I don't.
So, you know, and it was someone he said, actually, send the PayPal to this email address. I says, no, I've got your email address. I'll send it to this one. No, send it to this one. And that's what made me think, Roger, what? And then we spoke about it. He's like, no, I haven't. I says, I've been sending them my links for my streams for about 2 weeks, thinking it was you, Roger.
Yeah.
So someone had got your phone number, obviously, and then WhatsApp me.
They hacked me.
My number through it. Yeah.
I got one person I'm thinking of is McToon and Friends.
They're idiots, man. Yeah. Absolutely idiots. But they would have actually took that money off me. You know what I mean?
Sure would. Yeah.
It sounds like it would come from that neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You were a happy kid.
I was.
Your
I was a
parents
happy
were good.
kid.
They didn't push you into acting.
No.
You wanted to do it.
No, I mean, but it's complicated, right? Because when you had the personality type that I had, I wanted people to like me.
Yeah.
You know?
We all do.
And so my mom, super innocent, had no idea what the industry was like. We were an artsy family. We were living in LA. Why not? My daughter's cute. Let's put her in commercials, you know? And so then I start that. And then, well, maybe she should try an acting class. So then I do that and I love that. And then I get all this praise. And so I was a super happy kid. I wanted to act. I wanted to be in acting, but it was very polluted because the industry is really polluted.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's always been polluted, hasn't it? Since day one, since it became a big thing, like a Hollywood thing. It's always been polluted, hasn't it? Everything gets polluted that man touches, without a doubt. Lucratively, especially.
Well, Hollywood, it's like, I mean, they've depended entirely on like their secrets not being revealed, and now they are.
Right.
And a lot of them are scared, and they should be.
That's the thing. They are. That's why people are trying to make themselves younger. They're scared to like I'm scared to die in a different way, but they're scared to die because of where they think they're going. You know, where they know they're going. So like they're trying to live longer, look younger, and live longer by these potions and even surgeries just to make even the look, even the aesthetic look of looking younger. Well, if they think it really makes them look younger, it is a psychological thing to say like, oh, if I look younger, then I'm going to live longer. It's a weird thing, isn't it? But they are actually actively trying to live longer. Hence why this transition, this thing with what you call it, AI and human thing. I mean, in a few years they're going to try that somehow, you know. If not,
like they push that in subtle ways.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you can live forever. Like,
be transit. transient. You know what I mean?
Like when
Oh,
I received Jesus, right? I didn't even know like eternity was a part of the deal.
right.
I had
Got
no
ya.
idea. Like it still isn't really for me.
Right. I got you.
Like you can take me out at any time, any day.
And dysfunctional and is not a place for kids to be. It's a very utilitarian industry. Like it's all about function. You come here to do a job. Your job as an actor is to be incredibly vulnerable and share your intimate self with the world. And then we'll love you, aka pay you, praise you.
I mean, I suppose they are vulnerable in that way onto their uppers, but they become that, you know, high up and wealthy and, you know, some kind of status that they become that to other people too. You know, that people think that about them.
Validate you or whatever in exchange for that. And then you are on your way. So I think that my mom never pushed me. She supported me, but she never pushed me. But I got caught in the web of the business. And I think the more dysfunctional negative aspects of the business.
Talking about John.
Huh?
I thought I heard you talking, but it was like in a tinny, or was that in background or something?
I'm talking to QE on, but I mean it's on my phone.
Okay. And what you typing to him?
Typing. Yeah.
All right, cool. No, I thought I heard talking, but it was distant. I was like, is that you, Roger?
Nope. Not talking at all. Not a word.
No, I thought you were trying to say something, but it wasn't coming through properly.
Nope.
Okay, got you. Nah, QE will be cool, man. I'm sure he will.
No, I'm going to address this on my stream later tonight.
Right.
Well, QE, he's a smart cookie. Maybe not the most verbally eloquent, but
no.
But no, like he'll probably get it.
Of course.
At a really young age, and then just kind of grew up in that.
Yeah. Do you think that need for attention and all that kind of equated into what inevitably
happened? Yes, I would say less the need for attention and more the need to be great. Like I needed to be the best at whatever I was.
But it wasn't
doing.
a power thing to you.
What, the attention or the greatness?
The attention, the greatness, all that.
I wasn't like seeking power, but I won't lie and say that power.
Now I'm playing this. I'm just scooting through YouTube because I was looking for something. And it's come up with scooting through YouTube. Yes, and it's someone's done a body language thing of this interview, 60 minutes. I might, no, I'm not going to save that because by the time I've seen this, I'll have had enough of it. But it's interesting to think what he would think of it. But it's not someone I've usually used. The body, it's usually that
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, what's his name? Dr. G. I can't even remember now.
I can see his face, man.
Yeah, me too.
Well, I mean, from what I
Dr. G explains.
Honest.
Dr. G explains. That's who it is. Yeah. It'd be interesting, but by the time I've finished this, I'll probably be sick of it.
Didn't feel good.
Right.
And I definitely feel like something that when you're on house arrest for
I'll leave this playing, guys. I'm going to go grab a coffee.
3.5 years, and then you're in prison for 2 years, you spend a lot of time thinking about what happened and how you got to where you are and what you did. And, I can't say you, I yo-yoed forth between I'm the worst human being on the planet. I'm all these awful things. I'm horrible. I, devastated and da-da-da-da. And then I would go back and I'd be like, well, no, I'm also like, I had good intentions here and I wanted to do this here. And I'll look at my journals and be like, I was thinking this here. So I don't think I'm horrible. And it was this dance back and forth of accountability and justification and confusion until finally you settle into, okay, I'm a human being who has dark and light. I got caught up in a really messed up situation with really powerful people who had incredible ways of manipulating people over long periods of time. And what did I do that I need to sit with in my conscience for the rest of my life so I don't do it again?
Right.
And what did I do that I can forgive myself for? And then with that knowledge, you move ahead, hopefully with wisdom, and try and do better on the other side.
Yeah.
And one of the things I definitely contend with on a regular basis is like, how did I objectify people to the point where I thought it was okay to take away their autonomy? Like how did I get to a point where that was something that I thought was okay? And how did I get to a point where I thought it was okay to feel in power of people?
Right.
How did I get to a place where I lost my...
It's like feeling like I don't know if it's a notion or whatever, but good people sometimes do very bad things.
100%. I have a really hard time with the idea of good people and bad people. I work with people now in prison who have done really horrible things. And I would not say that they're bad people.
Right.
And I know that I have done really bad things. And I don't believe I'm a bad person. So I believe that there are different psychological things that are happening in people's brains that I don't totally understand because I'm not a psychologist yet. Sociopaths, psychopaths,
She's talking about taking away people's autonomy when she was in the cult on that.
Mhm.
So going against what they actually wanted, that was she's talking about, taking away their free will. I didn't know it would have been classed as autonomy. I didn't know that would have been autonomy as that word. That's interesting. Because you think of automatic, like autonomy, and you think of automatic, then you think of robot. You know, so there were, you know, so was you taking away anything if they were already a robot? But it's obviously not meaning that.
Maybe that there's still people in there, man. Once they get indoctrinated like that deep into it, but I mean, there's still people.
It's pretty much autonomy is the capacity of an agent, individual, organization, or state to make informed, uncoerced decisions and governing themselves independently. Yes, they're taking away their will, their free will, pretty much.
Yeah.
And with her will being kind of taken away in jail, she was really having some bouts with her conscience, and that is a good thing.
Good thing, absolutely. Jail sometimes does people a lot of good. You know,
it does wonders sometimes. Like, oh, maybe
absolutely.
I actually need to reconsider myself in my ways. Like, oh, you
Absolutely.
think so?
Absolutely. I mean, look, Jesus recognized that people go to prison. He says, go and visit them. He said that.
Yeah, he sure did.
So obviously prisons is something that Jesus would have agreed with, but also go and help those people as well, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Neurons broken down, things like that make empathy difficult for people. But I just don't know if I inherently.
I've literally had 2-3 people all night. I've had 5 at the most. Why is it Tuesday? Why is it Tuesday? I used to have so many more on a Tuesday night. That's weird. It's probably the topic. Yeah.
I'm putting a link for my stream tonight. I invited QE to come over and have a discussion.
Yeah, man. That's a good idea.
If you guys want to, if you're free later on, it's going to be later tonight. But
let me just check what time it is. I'll probably
it'll be like 1 o'clock my time in the morning.
Hold on, I'm going to restream. That's 8 a.m. Yeah, I'll probably have had a couple hours sleep by then. If I'm awake, I'll come in definitely. And I'll say if QE's there, I'll say, yo man, who's the abject moron now?
That people are either good souls or bad souls.
I don't think you're born. I mean, sometimes people are born with mental illness, right? And so a lot of times they don't have a choice.
Exactly.
The inside of their brain looks completely different than ours. It doesn't make it okay, but it's, it's tough. It's hard to sort of make that analysis on people that, especially like I knew you and you were nothing but a pro.
It doesn't matter if you're handicapped or not, disabled or not, whatever. If you kill someone unjustly, you're killing them unjustly. It's simple as that. They know it's wrong. They know it's wrong, and I'm sure God instills that into everyone, whether you believe in Christ or not, because you're His creation. I'm sure that is inherent in us, that sense of morality, whether you go with it or not. I mean, because some people are fine with going against that morality, but they know that it's not right,
And fun to be around and doing fun things and had your friends and on set. It was so when people ask me, I was like, I don't believe it. Can I believe it? And they're like, could you believe it? I mean, she was like me in a way that she always needed attention, but it's shocking.
Oh, yes, a break.
Inside of You is brought to you by Wayfair.
Oh, I see.
I love this place. You can see if you're watching this beautiful table I got from Wayfair for such a cheap price that it's almost criminal. Wayfair is the place to shop for all things. Everything from sofas to spatulas, you name it. With Wayfair's fast and easy shipping, busy routine, shorter days, finding time to cook.
Yeah, it's obviously maybe it's an individual thing where you actually put it in yourself. I don't know.
Shocking. It was shocking. It was like, how do you get there?
Usually let's just skip the ad. It comes up jump ahead. On my TV, I just do it with the remote. But here it usually says jump ahead, but it didn't. Man, I don't know if he has to activate that himself. I don't know.
So when I watched the documentary,
so weird. Wayfair, really?
Yeah. Why? What's weird about Wayfair?
Oh, child trafficking.
Oh, is that what it is? It's about child trafficking.
No, that was a thing with them a few years back, where it's like they were posting items, like including, like, what was it? Like their names, like Angela Closet or something like that. Dude,
I remember
it was
that.
bizarre.
Wayfair.
Like $10,000 for this cabinet.
This is Wayfair.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So it's okay. But they were doing what?
I'm pretty sure they've changed their tune since then. But the point is, it was seen.
Oh, okay. I thought there might have been stuff within the baby and kids section or something that was done towards. Right. Okay, I get you. So they were in support of certain things, were they?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the sound of it, I can't prove it, but I mean that's what I've heard.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Like you can get your own child for $10,000 or something like that. Shipped right to you.
Wow. Madness.
Compliments of Wayfair. Yeah.
Love it.
Well,
I don't know if he knew that. I'm not sure, but I didn't have a clue. I didn't even know who Wayfair were.
The first episode, I remember sitting there and I looked at my buddy. I go, fuck, I joined this because it was about self-help and it was a positive thing. And it was like, giving you confidence and all these things.
Always is when it comes to call. It always begins. Sometimes it begins with Jesus. It's not actually Jesus, but that's the line they give you. Jesus is used in that situation. So it's always going to sound good to begin with.
You don't hear Muhammad in there, though, do you? Muhammad.
No.
Join the cult.
Things and people wanting to be better. Also, that's what
yeah.
Well, and that's also like the danger in putting your confidence in man, because it means your confidence rests in what people think or say about you.
Exactly.
And it should never be that way, because it'll always fail if you put your trust in that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it took a dark turn and things started to happen. So I guess do you remember where it started changing for you, or were you unaware? Were you think you were a little?
I mean, my God, it went on I was involved for 12 years.
12 years.
And stuff didn't start to get really dysfunctional and illegal until like the 8th or 9th year that I was involved. So it was like,
well, that's the build-up, isn't it? It's the build-up, and all the way through that build-up, you'd be thinking you're more above everyone than anybody else. You probably think you're some kind of god at that point. I don't know, but she certainly must have thought the guy, Keith, whatever his name is, Rainier, she must have considered him a savior, a god of some sort, an idol.
Yeah. Well, don't they love bomb you until the point where you're so emotionally attached that you're like, this has got to be good,
Yeah. Well, I mean, look at that one we watched where that woman died. She was blue, and they continued to give her water and feed her and stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, come on, this is delusion now. It's crazy.
And they wouldn't take her to a hospital either, right?
No, and she said, look, I need to go. What I've been telling you is bullcrap. And they just thought, because of what she's taught us, what she's going through now is like this is not her. So what she told us before is true. This is lies now, And it's like, wow, you taught them that blooming well to be, devoted to you. They're going to let you die and think you are not going to die, That was her own teaching.
She kind of brought that on herself, didn't she, PJ?
Definitely. I mean, she became a blooming smurf as well. I mean, what the heck? Could she not tell that it wasn't doing her any good when it started turning her blue?
Yeah, but they seem like they always had money.
Yeah. I mean, and all she did was drink, and she drank all the way through too. You know, so they must have seen that she must have had some kind of, if she was drinking every day and getting steaming, she couldn't have been all together. You know what I mean? So how did they put so much faith in that one woman? It's so nuts.
Yeah, it is. Cults.
Typical, now that I look back on it, grooming process that happened over a period of time. And, you know, I unfortunately have also been in an abusive relationship. And, you know, it was a different form of an abusive relationship where you.
I just noticed old Beavis's butt nut.
That's cool though, isn't it? Guy carved that, dude.
That is wicked. Oh, chainsaw. We need one of them for the business. We've got two that are broken at the minute. I mean, not my business, Harry's business. I'll just be working for a bit. You know what I mean? But it's his business. It's under his name, but he calls it our business. It's his business, really. But I'll be working for him. But yeah, we've got two that needs fixed up, but we actually need one. Is it?
Well, I'll send you this one. Hold on.
Nice. That's a good picture.
Make a decision to justify something that is a big deal at the time, but you're like, oh, okay, I can figure out how to make this okay in my head. And then that becomes okay and normal.
That's right.
And so then the next thing that happens that's extreme, you justify and figure out how to.
You normalize it. Like she just said, it becomes normal. And then even if you've got that little thing still tugging at you, saying, no, this is not right, it's still, you blanket. It does become normal. Absolutely. I get it. I understand that. I mean, I've never been in a cult, but I've been in addiction, you know, and doing things for addiction. So I know that feeling, you know, normalizing things that are not normal, you know.
Well, it's like people in general do that, like with FE, Flat Earth.
True.
Like, oh, ignore it, push it away, or mock it even.
Yeah, well, it's certainly not
and it becomes a habit, where it's like, oh, it's normalized now.
Right. And they do.
Yeah,
they do mock it. They do mock it, like you say. Absolutely do mock it.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't do that, they ignore it.
Make it okay and normal, and then all of a sudden you're like doing something.
What's this here? Something cramps, grave, something boys. Tall boys, cramps, grave, tall boys. Don't know what that means. I'm going to see if I can patch that out if the camera moves.
Something totally different.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead.
I am also thinking about Taco Talks, where it's like he is advanced in certain areas, big time. But then when it comes to Flat Earth, oh no, he's a noob.
Right.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll tell you this much though. I think me and D-Man together as a team, when we go in and describe our claims and stuff, I think we got it down pat, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not hard to grasp physics. It's not.
It's actually scientifically provable.
Yep.
Actual scientifically proven.
Yeah. And scripturally
proven. Scientifically proven like they do.
Well, I like Flatch's little short he did just recently where he argues with himself.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Actually, I'll show that. I'll show that quickly, just in case people haven't seen it.
Okay.
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
Right.
Reality to the Sims. Short. Here it is. It's really good. Jesus teaching love your, no, not that one. This one, Flat Scripture. So I haven't seen this one then. Cool. Yo. Oh, it blooming just completely paused then.
You a tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. I tell you, what does Jesus say? What did Jesus say?
Hold on. What? I was playing. Who's talking?
I'm not talking. I thought it was. Is that the right one?
Is the
This
There
is
you
the
go.
one.
Yeah.
Right.
Tell me something. Is the flat Earth scriptural? Yes, it certainly is. Where? Let's start with the Holy Spirit hovering over the face of the waters. Is that it? Also, see God made the firmament in day 2. What's the firmament? The word in Hebrew is called rakia. That means solid vault of heaven. Okay, then. That all? Nope. The sun and moon were created on the 4th day. But that doesn't make sense. How do you have a day without the sun? Exactly. Well, you all know the earth moved, so
No,
it was the earth moving. Then why in Job 10 did Joshua ask God to stop the sun and the moon from moving?
That's right.
You got me there.
Yeah, you got me there.
Exactly. Tell me something.
That's great. That's great. So this is the
What
new
does Jesus say?
Go on.
Derek?
Oh no, I just unmuted. I didn't say anything.
No, I didn't say anything.
What does Jesus say? What did Jesus?
Oh, do you know what it is? It's in this video. It's us talking in the background in this video of Flatz's. I thought it was you guys because I can hear Derek, I can hear me. I'm like, what's going on?
Weird, huh?
So we're in the background of this video. I'm like, hold on. Yeah, I'm sure we. I don't know. I can hear somebody anyway.
What does Jesus say? What did Jesus say? It was told to you, a tooth for a tooth, an eye for an eye. I tell you, you should love your enemies. We're in the new covenant. What does God teach us in the new covenant?
To always follow the law until
Always
the
love-
world passes into heaven.
Love your enemy. What's the
No.
what's the okay? What's the first commandment?
Ah, that's what I heard, Roger, in here. That's why I thought you were talking, because I could hear you, and I'm like, what? What's going on?
That's not me.
The first commandment.
It was you, but it just wasn't you.
Yeah,
right, man. Well, I was on it as well, actually. I heard my voice.
You love your God
Like
with
from
all your
Ten
heart and all your
Commandments?
soul.
No, you're right.
And what's the second commandment? What does Jesus say?
Okay.
What did Jesus say?
That video totally confused me. Totally confused me because they us talking in the background, and cool. Yeah, no, it was a good video. The one where he's talking to himself. Did you ever see the debate when he debated himself?
Yeah, I saw that a long time ago, man.
And he moderated. He moderated himself. as well.
Well, that flat Earth one from Keith, it's a spoof video, really, where he's kind of acting like Taco.
Yeah.
Right, where he's defending the different positions.
Yeah.
And like I already know like where Taco Talks goes for his scripture to claim space, and he's gonna fall flat on his face.
I'd like to hear this.
Like, he hangs the earth upon nothing.
Oh, he gives the Psalms for that. Yeah.
Well, the point is he doesn't need to hang it on anything because the earth is already founded on pillars.
It's not speaking of the same
in
thing.
the water and out of the water, as Peter would say. And no, we're not surrounded by space. That's not in Scripture.
No, it says it separates the waters from the waters. So to me, there's water above us. That's how I see it.
We are literally surrounded by water.
We're in this little bubble. Simple as that. Like
Yep, we sure are.
Except we have pillars as well.
I've never heard it put that way before, PJ. Awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Except we, in a spirit level, there's no pillars on it, but you get the picture.
We sure do.
Yourself to do, but it happened incrementally over time, and you
feel like you're in
notice
too
it.
deep. It's incremental. So you're
It's
saying
incremental.
it's subtle. So these things are starting to evolve, and it's bigger than you are.
100%. And I mean, in NXIVM, you're dealing with a person who is, I don't know what his I don't know. I wouldn't pretend to psychoanalyze Keith Raniere, but he is really good.
It's pronounced Raniere. I pronounced it Raniere. Okay, Raniere. Keith Raniere.
Keith Raniere?
Keith Raniere is Keith Raniere.
Okay.
At manipulating people, as evidenced by the people.
Keith spoke out of his rear. That's more like it.
Oh, yeah.
That he manipulated in the cult. You know, these were not stupid people. These are not people that didn't have resources. These were intelligent, well-resourced people.
And that's what I noticed too in the first episode that I was watching.
Yeah, who were longing for something that he said, I can help you with. And then he gave just the right amount of help to get you to believe that you needed him to be good, to do what you wanted to do in your life, to heal yourself, to be a kind person.
A lot of chapters. Isolation, prison experience, dark thoughts, cult brainwash and red flags, branding, adds to branding I was talking about, and fantasism. Because they literally branded them. Like a hot branding, like a cat you get on an animal. Complicated feelings, prison reform, acting, real world story, coming to terms with it all. Okay, right. Okay. It sounds interesting enough. I'm going to continue it.
A time in this.
100%. 100%. And the return on the investment, there were positives, right? So you're like, well, this was good and I feel better here. So, okay, I'll justify doing this other thing. You know, it wasn't like it was all dark and all bad and all abusive, like out the gate.
Right.
It was great. And then it was not great.
Right.
You know?
But
And
did you see people leaving at a certain point? Did that concern you? Like, oh, they're leaving. Was there any kind of talk like why they were leaving, or
there were?
They they probably got shunned. Like it wasn't for them. They weren't ready. They probably their version of demonic. Probably, I don't know. You know, usually cults shun someone if they leave, if they get to leave,
or they come hunt them down like Scientology.
Yes, or that.
Or it's like this person is. Oh, sorry. Or this person is finally thinking for themselves. Get rid of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was always like, oh, well, it's because of this person's psychodynamic and this fear that they came up against that they just weren't able to get past. It was that growth just wasn't that important to them. It was that they couldn't.
And that's coming from Keith?
Keith and yeah.
Right.
And then everybody. You know, it starts with Keith and then it's this, it's a cult, right? So it's this insidious little community where everybody.
It's not a lot faster, but I've tried 1.10, see if that works. Did that stick? Yeah, 1.1. So it's only a little faster.
Stays connected to each other and everybody's reinforcing the belief system that everybody has. And then you get in so deep that you're and that was the problem that I really came up against, you know, which is why I would say it took me a year to really come to terms with what had happened, because if I recognize that I was wrong and that everything that we were doing,
then you would have to do something about it. If you recognize you're wrong and you know you're living wrongly, then you think, oh crap, we've got to do something about it. That's why you've got to keep justifying it until the bottom of the barrel comes where you can't anymore.
Well, you actually have to turn away from your ways, eschew evil. Yeah,
absolutely.
You could do like Sherry. You could turn back time.
You wish. You wish.
Was for bad things, not for good things. Then I have to attend with the fact that I did some really bad things. And what does that mean about me?
The thought of prison always terrifies me. Like, oh my God. But like when you were speaking to these prosecutors, and
Lex Luthor is not scared of prison. No prison can hold Lex Luthor. What are you talking about, Michael?
FBI agents and all these people, how many hours collectively did you talk with them?
Oh my God, I don't even know.
Were we talking 20, 30, 40, 50 hours easily?
Yeah. It was walking through the gates of hell. It was horrible.
Were they ever aggressive?
I mean, like The Wire aggressive?
No. Like you need to say this. You need to tell us.
There were, you know, and it was difficult because I was still figuring out what had happened and was still kind of trying to understand. I mean, you think it's confusing for you on the outside. Imagine being the person who's living it.
Right.
Like I was like, what happened to me? You know, what is going on? And so, yeah, there were moments during the, it's called proffering. So when you decide to cooperate with the government and give them information about your former co-defendants,
it's called snitching.
Yeah, that's better word.
It's called ratting, snitching, grassing, daubing.
You don't want to go in and doing it like that, though. I'm telling you now.
Yeah. You don't want to do that just for, like, no, you know, You just don't, in that world, you just don't do that.
No. You don't live very long doing stuff like that for some
No,
reason.
you don't.
Part of it is them testing to see if you could testify, if you would be a good person to go on the stand. And a bigger part of it is just getting the information from you that they can use to prosecute.
Did you ever take a lie detector?
No.
No, they didn't ask you to do that.
They didn't ask me to do that. But you feel, I just felt crazy, and there were so many moments when I first came home on house arrest, after I first got arrested, I would just wail in my bedroom, my childhood bedroom, and just say, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy.
How were your parents
Well, it
reacting?
sounds like she was
Were
being
they really
convicted.
supportive?
Sounds what?
I said it sounds like she's being convicted.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like every believer.
Yeah, I mean, my mom, my dad.
Well, I don't know if she's a believer, but yeah.
Yeah, I
exactly.
can't put my finger on it, but yeah, it sounds like that to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because nothing else can really, bring you to face your conscience like that, except like the Holy Spirit. Like that's the Holy Spirit's job, is to convict the world of unrighteousness.
Oh, well, it certainly does. I mean, the Holy Spirit does do that, but people, even if they're convicted by the Holy Spirit, don't necessarily always follow the Holy Spirit after being convicted. I mean, I don't think she's a believer.
No, but
I don't think she
I
sounds
don't know
like a
what
believer at all. I don't think she sounds like a believer at all, to be honest. I think she's using her psychology degree and whatever.
Well, it sounds like she still has like landmines in her mind.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's bound to be as well,
so to speak. Yeah.
There's bound to be.
Yeah.
It'd be nice. It'd be nice if she was.
Well, it's just like Globers, where it's proverbial tripwire in their minds. Like, oh, the Earth can't be flat and stationary. Are you crazy? You're insane.
That's a good
like,
accent.
No, we're not. No, it's absolutely.
It sounds like a cartoon character.
Period.
That was a great accent. I loved it.
You ever start a poll, Pete?
Yeah, I've done it. I did a poll the other day. Yeah. I was not going to do a poll about. This is the polls here that I can. I'm not going to do it. I'll just give you an example of it. You just see it. New poll. Blah blah blah. That's the question. And that's the day. Then that. And I can add one. Whatever. Add more. Then you create it and start it. And there it is. And I can place it there. Oh, there.
Yeah, I've been doing them. I did one yesterday. I got a lot of participation.
Yeah, but what do you get them on Restream now, or you mean you do it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube, yeah.
No, this is through StreamYard.
I think I have the option there too.
Yeah,
I just use YouTube.
Yeah, stop poll. No, delete it. Delete poll. Thank you. Right, let's get on with this.
My dad was, thank you. So my dad was, doing the best he could.
Yeah.
My mom was incredible. My mom still makes me cry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom and my about, I would say 90% of the people in my life stopped communicating with me, whether it's because they couldn't get to me or they didn't know what to say, or it was too scary, or the betrayal was too deep, whatever it was. I stopped talking to 90% of the people in my life. And so it was really just like my mom and a couple of my closest friends,
that's right,
and my sister.
Yeah.
And they really kept me together. Like they created a shell around me so that I could liquidate and then reform. And my mom just went to a place where she was like, I just need to love her. I'm not going to try and force therapy on her. I'm not going to try and change her.
I mean, that's a good place to be, but it depends on what type of love. I mean, sometimes tough love is good. Sometimes tough love is good.
That's what my dad gave me. He didn't cuddle me,
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right.
Well, there's people that will be in our lives where they don't know what else to do.
Yeah, true.
And that's not
true.
really entirely bad.
My mom used to say to people that I love them, but I don't like them. It's understandable why I was at that time. I get it.
Yeah.
Now she's different. Now she's she wants to see me and stuff.
Nice.
Right. And that happens with us changing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
mind. I'm not going to try and, have any type of intervention with her. I just need to love her. And that's what she did. And that's what my community did. And that's what saved my life.
Did you think in the beginning when you're going through all this, I don't know, interrogation or whatever,
Yeah.
did you feel, and your lawyers feel like, I'm going to get a lot more years than what I ended up getting?
Yeah.
Like, were you ready to go to prison for 50?
He got 120. So like, and she ended up doing 21 months. She said 2 years, but I'm sure it said 21 months when I read it. But yeah, he got 120 years. So she must have been crapping herself.
15 years.
22. I was looking at 16 to 22.
And you were, I don't know if you could say I was ready, but you were like preparing yourself.
No, I had prepared myself for 5 years. I said, I can handle 5 years. And I'm like a planner, I'm like very part of my,
prison, when you go to prison, you don't plan. It gets planned for you. It's like, you don't have to plan anything, to be honest. I mean, you can plan when you're going to sit down and write this letter or whatever, or plan when you're going to have your phone call, when you can get in and out. But in general, you're not planning your life out, not when you're in prison.
Well, if you got a lawyer, you got a lot of money, you can like put off sentences for like years, can't they?
Well, in America, but not so much in the UK, because I've seen that before. Like when Jaden, like he was given time, he got sentenced, and he was actually given time to sort a few things out before he started his sentence. Like here, you just don't see that. Yeah, like if you're sentenced, you go to jail that day, no matter what. And it's like, wow, I couldn't believe it when he said that. But fair play to him, he's doing well.
Oh, good. I haven't really talked to him, but once.
I sent him a message. I'll have to check and see if he sent me one back at some point. Actually, let me just check now. See if he sent me one back.
Well, and there's also like an association between like lawyers and judges a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like they have an unspoken agreement. Like, if we want to keep pushing this off, the judges will.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
the money to get that.
Yeah, he has.
Right, and it requires money.
He has. He sent me one. Cool.
Oh, nice.
I'm not going to read it now because it's quite long, so it'll take me a while. But he sent one, and he's like, the first line is, "Aye, what's up, brother? Good to hear from you. Glad things are starting to settle down for you. Got a nice little job. That's good, man. You always have been humble with streaming. I do respect that a lot. I don't think it's too late to monetize. Make the trolls pay up with their ad revenue."
Nice.
That's cool. Right. No, I'll read it probably on tomorrow's stream. So we're obviously there's a long way through this. So on tomorrow's stream, I'll probably read that first thing. That'll be cool. I'll read it out myself tonight, just in case there's anything that he doesn't need reading out or whatever.
Yeah, something don't need to be spoken. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Well, and we haven't gotten any more recommendations for like more fights.
No, we haven't got any. That's what I'm saying. If anybody's got any-
Right. No, so we can bleed some time, so to speak, on this.
To do really well.
Oh yeah.
In everything I do. Didn't go away just because I was on house arrest and looking at prison time. I had if I get sentenced to house arrest, then I will do this with my future. If I get sentenced to 1 year, then I will do this with my future. And I had planned that out up to 5 years. And so when the judge said 36 months,
nobody comes up with fight because there's nobody bloody here. To be honest, there's been 1 and 2 people all night, and there's three now. So no biases here. I mean, I'm probably one of them. I'm probably one of them that's here because I've got my own channel up. So I don't know who the third is, but there's no one here for some reason tonight. There's no one here. Like last stream, I had like 20 come in or something at the most, but yeah, nobody here. I think it's probably usually it's because QE's on, but I don't think he's on.
No, he's off now. Nathan's on right now.
Could be that also, but still usually there's a few people here, but it's all good. It's all good.
And I won't take sides between Nathan and QE. No. I never did in the past. I'm not going to now. No, but yeah, I think I have to apologize because I think part of the reason why you're not seeing as many viewers, PJ, is because of me.
Why would you say that?
like we have different abilities in Christ at times, right? And like sometimes like it's like when soldiers are wounded, you go to the tent and you can't really see what's going on in there. Yeah, it there's like a spiritual covering that happens at times.
Yeah, I get
and
it.
I've been having to get used to that. And you know what? Sometimes I need to kind of pull away so you can actually go out and like talk with the men type thing.
I won't say it's because of you, bro. It's just my channel. I just think nobody's interested anymore. I mean, I've got my regular.
That's not it. I assure you.
I don't think so. It's been going this way for a while. I think.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's interested in what I've got to say. Obviously I've got my regulars who are, Baz and all that, Canal when he's not working, you guys, but I just don't think people. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I just for a while. I mean, it's never been like this low, but in general, but yeah, it's progressively been getting like that. I think. I just think they're not interested in what I've got to say. And a lot of it's to do with the trolls. A lot of it's to do with me and Vicky splitting up. That's part of it, I think. There's a few things involved with it, I think. But I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give people their satisfaction just by giving up.
Oh, good. Yeah, no, endure.
Absolutely. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Incarceration and then 36 months of probation, I was like, I can do that. I have that plan in my head. I have that. I couldn't wrap my brain around 16 to 22 years. That was too much for me to consider. So I mean,
because if I did this for views, for people's appreciation or whatever, I wouldn't do it at all. You know what I mean? I get appreciation from people, but if I did it for views and that, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it? Sort of thing. So it's not for that. It's definitely not for that. It's my way of like, because I'm not on the street every day talking Christ to people. I mean, I've got physical disabilities that prevent me doing that sometimes. If I'm on the way, and it happened the other week when I was fishing, and I managed to do that. But if I'm not out every day, then this is my only way to do it. You know what I mean? This minute. So this is why I do it. Is because I want to get the truth of Christ out. And it's a discipline to me as well, because I'm not very disciplined without Christ, and this is like, if I don't do this, like, and I don't want to lose motivation, not that I lose motivation for Christ, but I'm not working full time or anything at the minute. Yes, little bits and pieces have been coming in, and I will be doing more of that, but this is like a discipline to me, and it's my experience with Christ anyway, sort of thing. And I just want to just like put it out there. So it's nothing to do with using that. But it does get discouraging when I don't see people. You know what I mean? Obviously.
Well, that's the tempting part.
Yeah, of course.
PJ, we've been here before.
Don't give into it.
Yeah. We've had views go down, up and down.
No, but look, I mean, I woke up this morning, Roger. You're getting plenty. I mean, you had 40 this morning when I woke up. I woke up, went to the toilet, then went back to sleep. I had to quit. You were on the TV. I woke up and you were on the TV. And you had 40 in at that point. I was like, what the hell, man? He's doing all right.
Yeah, well, I had Sandy come on.
There is a little difference. I don't allow trolls. You have them coming in their debate, so you will get that as well. But even if you didn't have the trolls there, you're still getting more people than I would get coming in, I think.
Yeah, the last night I had Sandy come on and do a presentation. That's why all the people were in there.
She did well.
Okay. I didn't get to see it, Roger. I fell back asleep. I went to the toilet and you were on the TV. You were on the TV when I woke up. And I was like, yo, it's got 40 people in there.
Derek was there. He watched it, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yep. I sure
it was good.
No, it's good. I'm glad you didn't say anything. I'm not a flat Earth
channel.
and Flats has stopped doing flat Earth. You know what I mean? So I'm glad you're doing it. You know what I mean? So you're bound to get that attention. You know what I mean? From the flat Earth and from the trolls. When trolls come here, I don't put up with them unless they're going to chill. I'm fine. But they start talking smack against Christ and me or anybody else, I get rid of them. Simple as that.
I got JJ for that. JJ was taking care of those boys last night. He cleans house. Troll comes in, troll goes out.
Because I don't think I could put my energy into flat Earth half as much as you do. I mean, yes, flat Earth's important to me. I love flat Earth. I mean, it's completely true, 100%. But you put in more energy than I ever could, without a doubt, and you're good at it. So it's deserved. It's deserved. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks. Well, I'm not really trying to get views. I'm just pointing out.
No,
facts.
I know you're not. You're putting out the truth. Simple as that. Absolutely, same as what I'm doing, but different formats. Same, you know, different truths. Well, they obviously the link, 100% link. You know, what I mean, Jesus created the flat Earth. So
the problem is with this is that a lot of people don't want to make that connection. You know,
that's right. That's right. They don't.
Well, it goes against the program.
One or the other. Man, isn't it?
Yes.
It's like you get cognitive dissonance about that. They do. It's like, well, I can see the truth here and I can see the truth there, but I can't connect them. You know.
Well, it's recently with between like Keith and Taco Talks, where Taco, he doesn't want to listen to Keith at all.
No, of course not.
No, he's doing the whole knee-jerk reaction thing.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, I gotta go work. I'll see you later. I'll be listening.
All right, bro. Bless you, bro.
Yeah, have a good day, Roger.
You too.
Nice one, bro.
DJ.
Nice one for joining in, bro. See you in a little bit.
No problem.
Have a nice time at work. Right, let's do this. I'm just bloody hell. I'm a half an hour in. I might have to do the other half tomorrow, guys. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
What is prison like?
It's all good.
I mean, I think it's important to make distinctions because a lot of people think of prison and they think of like state prison,
I actually wanted to get
which is very different than federal prison. And a lot of people think of prison and they think of either Orange is the New Black, which is something called camp,
right?
Which is not where I was. I was inside the fence.
What's the name of Taco Tax channel? Derek, you're mute. Oh, Derek's gone. Derek's phone must have kicked his ass out. Ask Derek a question and he disappears. Look at that. There he is.
Well, sorry. No, my
I said,
mom.
ask Derek a question. He disappears. Look at that.
Wait, what was I asked?
I said, what's the name of Taco Tax channel? The guy you're talking about.
Taco Talks. It's called Taco Talks.
Taco. What's it called? Taco what?
Like a taco.
Yeah,
like burrito.
Taco. Is that the
taco,
yes? Is it, yeah.
Space Talks.
Talks. Yeah, I thought you said tax, as in like. Right, is that the name of his channel?
Yeah, that's his channel.
Right, Taco Talks.
No, but no, he responded to Keith, and he's like, I don't know you.
Oh, him. Right. Okay. I'm subscribed to him. Why am I subscribed to him?
Well, because Keith recommended him a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember him now.
No, because he is on point in several areas of scripture. He really is.
Right. I do remember.
It's just when it comes to FE, he's fresh to it, man.
Okay.
And so I dare say
okay,
we shouldn't act like what kind of happened to us. You know what I mean? Where we were kind of mocked and ridiculed in a way.
Yeah.
We don't need to go that far at all. Like we can keep it based on scripture, even. Period.
Right.
Yeah.
So they cuffed us anytime we went outside the fence and there was barbed wire, and we had something called controlled movement where you can only move every hour in one direction on the compound and they lock the doors behind you. But I also wasn't in maximum security. So there were no locks on our actual door.
You weren't around murderers.
I was around murderers. Yeah.
Murderers.
Oh yeah.
And you're always around murderers. Doesn't even matter if you're sentenced. It doesn't matter if you've got like a few months or like a few years. You're always going to be around a murderer, because even if a lot of them are kept in a different wing, a lot of them are got main jobs, good jobs, and that, and they go through all the wings doing things. So you're always next to a murderer when you're in prison. 100% always.
Yeah. But it wasn't federal, because I was in a federal institution, because it was a federal crime, and federal institutions are notoriously like quote unquote nicer. There wasn't there's something in prison called politicking. And politicking is very like racially motivated, and it involves gangs. And so there's a lot of like social hierarchy and rules and violence and things like that to keep those rules in place. There isn't really that in the federal system. And
So you didn't have to join forces with certain groups?
No. I was really lucky for a number of reasons. All of that to say, my prison experience, I think, is different in certain ways than other people's prison experiences or than the prison experiences that we see on television. I teach in prisons now.
I just
and I work.
explain that the difference because I don't know, like I'm not from the the States, so I was just finding out the difference between federal and state crimes. Just so I got it right in my head. Federal crimes violate U.S. federal statutes, often involving national interests, crossing state lines, or federal property. Example: terrorism, kidnapping. Kidnapping. Okay. So you probably right. I get it. State crimes violate specific state laws, typically right. So it's regional type thing when it comes to state. Okay, I get it. It's just called things. Things are called differently over here.
With a lot of men who have sentences of life without parole and things like that.
Trouble with accepting FE is modern Christians can't walk away from their primary religion. Right. That's it. That's it, bro. That's true. There's always like you can get the truth of something, and it's like, I'm de-indoctrinized. I'm unindoctrinated. You know what I mean? But you're still indoctrinated in another area. Like I probably am somewhere, and probably we all are somewhere. We probably believe something that's not true. It's somewhere in our mind,
Well, it's like the main problem with the globe is that it's a worldly thing.
Well, literally.
And I wouldn't call it a salvation issue, but I do call it a growth issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, are we actually listening to what God is telling us, what Jesus is telling us, or not? Right. And there's areas where Globers are not, because I know they're not, because I used to be that.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
And so that experience and that dynamic is different than the one that I had. I had the very deeply held belief that there were good people and bad people, and that bad people went to prison, and that was how we stayed safe. So if I was going to prison, that meant that under that assumption, I had to accept I'm a bad person.
Like I said, Buzz, my thoughts exactly. We're all indoctrinated and wrong about something, but can you put the ego aside and learn? That's the thing. Kind of like I would like to think I would, but is that always the case? I don't think so, because sometimes you're so indoctrinated into something, you'll defend it to the hill, and it just takes that little click of something to change that. Sometimes it's like you say, can you grow and learn? Can you learn through put your ego aside? 100%, bro.
And I couldn't accept I'm a bad person. I just couldn't accept that as true. And so I was like, okay, then that means that there are going to be good people in there. So that's one fear that started to dispel.
Yeah.
But then the other fear that was very present was, am I going to have to, I'm not violent. I've never hit anybody in my life. I mean, I used to cry when I had to do stunt scenes and hit the stunt guy, like that's not my jam. And so I was like, I don't know how to fight. I don't know if there's going to be sexual things that are going to be advancements made on me that I'm not going to know what to do with. I don't know if I'm going to take an advantage.
She's got money. She probably paid a few people to be a little bit more safer, but you don't always get trouble in prison. It just depends how you are. Sometimes it does come your way and it's inevitable in some cases, but not always. I've been to prison a few times and trouble's come my way, but not every time. But I'll get 2 times. So it just depends, I suppose. So her thoughts about going to prison and what's going through her mind there about don't even fight, is this going to happen? It's just normal thoughts. Am I going to get raped in there? That kind of thing. That's just normal thoughts about going to prison. I think everybody, even the hardest prisoner that when they first went to prison, someone is in and out all their lives. The first time they went, they probably thought the same thing,
with or extorted for money. Like I just didn't know what to expect because I did have these prejudices.
And none of that happened.
100% the opposite.
Wow.
100%.
Do you still have friends in there that you
Yeah.
consider friends that you still talk to that are still there?
I don't speak to anybody inside because it's against my probation.
Right.
100% the opposite. So she didn't get into trouble. But I mean, it's kind of surprising because a lot of people, like, especially we know she's a celebrity of some sort, and they do like to make an example when someone's a celebrity or something like that. It's more so when it comes to cops and people on the legal side of things. When they go to prison, they get more of a hard time. So I dare say it helped that she probably had money to spend in that.
I'm on
But like I
probation.
say, the experience is not always what you think in your mind before you go there. Sometimes it is, though.
Till next year, so I'm still under. I'm technically on paper, is what they call it.
And what is that probation? What can you not do? Can you travel?
No, I can't leave the county without permission. I have a monitor on my phone and on my computer, so they keep track of who I talk to. And
Monitor on the computer, on the phone. Wow. What you'd think they'd just put the monitor on her, the tracker on her, no, like ankle bracelet. They've probably got that as well. I don't know.
They listen in.
I don't know. I don't
But
know.
it doesn't
But they
worry
have
you.
the right
Yes, they do. Of course they do.
to. I'm not going to do anything. You know, I believe I am rehabilitated, and I will always be in the process of being rehabilitated. I think I'll be in therapy for forever, but I very clearly understand what happened and that it was wrong. So I'm not concerned that I'm going to not do that. But I do have friends inside that I
that's cool.
would like to get in touch with when I'm off probation, because they're really good people who deserve support.
Were you suicidal at all?
I had moments of suicidal ideation. I had one moment where I was hiding in Mexico.
I've never been suicidal. The thought has passed my mind about, oh, we're better off dead. But the act of doing it, thinking about doing it, I just couldn't. I just don't understand how people can. Yes, suicide is always, like, people do think about it, even if it's just a thought. But it's the thinking about, oh, well, what you're leaving behind, you know what I mean? Actually doing it, where you're going to and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's never been serious in my mind. Yes, I've been depressed to the point of, like, what you would call suicidal, but never actually serious about doing it. And I never claimed to that I would either, you know. But I just don't understand it. You know, I do get that you can get so depressed you'd want to feel that way, that you don't want to feel that way, that you'd want to do that, but the actually doing it, that's where the block came with me. How the heck can you do this yourself? Even taking, and it's kind of a contradiction as well because of what I did in my life. Like I was a junkie, I was a heroin addict and stuff. I injected every day, umpteen times a day. So I was taking that risk every time I did that, you know. So it's a contradiction. It's a contradiction, isn't it? But it certainly happened. I was doing that, and I wasn't careful about how much I was taking. I wanted as much as I could, you know, as much as I could. But if it came to intentionally doing it, you know, I just couldn't. It's weird, isn't it?
Well, it's like I was careless to the point of being reckless.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can understand where people, you know, really go to the extreme, like, oh, I need to hang myself or something. Though, what also was kind of retained in my mind and my heart, really, is that I didn't want to leave a nightmare for people.
Right. Of course.
Of
course.
Like, there's not enough of that already in the world. Yeah.
I mean, people say, I mean, I agree, it's a coward's way out, but I also say that, look, it takes some kind of guts to be able to do that. It is a coward's way out of life, absolutely, but it takes some guts to be able to do that act. I think it really does. You know, whether people agree with me or not, I still think it takes guts to be able to do it. Yes, it's a coward's way completely out of life, especially when there's a way out. You know, Jesus, simple, but that's our job. That's our job.
When Keith had first gotten arrested, that's a whole other thing.
I remember seeing that. I was like,
yeah. And I was staying in a penthouse apartment by myself for 2 weeks, and I didn't know what was happening. And I went out on the balcony and thought I could jump and this could be over.
You really thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do. You really think of it. It's just the act of, you just know It's that point. It's like, yeah, I would prefer to be dead right now, but can I actually go through it? It's some people obviously do. So I can't understand that because I've been low. I've been so low, but you know, solo. I don't mean solo as an individual. I mean so low. But
it's like,
it's
well,
the
what?
thought of doing it. I just couldn't.
Well, it's like,
Go on.
what is going through her mind that would drive her to even think of that?
Right, exactly. Going to prison. You know, going to prison to avoid prison.
I don't even think it's prison. No, she kind of blew that off. Oh, I could do 5 years. No,
but hold on. She said she could do 5 years, but she was looking at 16 to 22. She said she could do 5, but she was looking at 16
maybe
to
she
22.
hesitated at that, but
yeah. And also the dude, the guy that she was under got 120 years. That's bound to scare them. You know, it's bound to.
No, there's something from her past that has haunted her.
For what? What do you mean? In which way?
Like, what would drive a woman like this to the balcony? I can just jump off.
Well, she didn't do it. I mean, we all get, like I say, I got that thoughts, and I didn't. Like my own trauma was my own trauma just by being a drug addict and just thinking life was useless. I mean, that's why I felt depressed to the point of suicidal. So maybe it was just that. But she obviously didn't go through it. She was looking at a long time in jail. She was scared of it. It wasn't just the time she was on about. She was scared of getting beaten the crap out of. You know?
No, I really don't think it's that at all. I think it was.
Do you think she wasn't scared of going to prison after what she did?
No, not really.
Yeah, 100% she was scared of going to prison, especially what they did in this cult. People look down and things like that.
No, right.
No, definitely scared of that.
It's what they did in the cult.
Yes, they did it in the cult, but she didn't think she was going to prison then, did she? Obviously she's going to know. She's definitely scared of going to prison. I'm not saying that's all it is.
Is an after fact.
Yes, but she's still scared of going to prison. She was looking at prison here. She was looking at prison. She was being held, wasn't she, in a hotel room where she couldn't go anywhere. She was being held and being tracked at this point. This is just before she went to prison. She was going to prison. You know what I mean? So she was bound to be scared of all these things that were going to attack her, people going to kill her and that. And then she found when she got there, it was totally opposite. I'm not saying that's all.
It takes something
Hold on,
more
I'm not finished. I'm not saying that's
all.
You're
talking a lot.
So, Derek, so what? If I haven't finished saying what I've got to say, what do you mean I'm talking a lot? Why are you having a go at me because I'm talking a lot? I was just about to say, hold on a minute. I was just about to say that I'm not saying that's all it is, but she was definitely scared of going to prison. I know how I felt when I first went to prison. So don't tell me she's not scared of going to prison. And you're saying I'm talking a lot. You talk a lot too, Derek, sometimes. This is my stream, remember? I can talk a lot if I want. Now, go.
Well, I'm saying it's something deeper that drives her to the balcony.
She was there already on the balcony thinking about heading prison. That was my point. She knew she was going to prison. She was already being tracked. She was in house arrest.
That's a part of it.
Absolutely, and that's what I was saying.
It's not what's at the root.
But to tell me I was talking a lot because I was talking truth.
Then I was like, but then I wouldn't know what happens next, and I want to know what happens next, and it'll be different tomorrow. So I need to just hang on through this because it'll be different tomorrow. And then when I came home, it was really hard for a couple of years. It was really hard.
How so?
Coming to terms with what had happened was just like outrageously painful. Coming to terms with the fact that I might be convicted of a sex crime, which meant that I was a sex offender for the rest of my life, might have to go to prison for 22 years. You know, like
sex offender, people going to jail under being a sex offender are always crapping themselves. 100%, and they know why. You know, obviously she's got to be scared of that.
All of these realities were surfacing that were just like so heavy and dark and painful. I had a hard time. I had really betrayed my brother and his family, and so I didn't know how to fix the situation with my brother. That was really painful. Losing 90% of my community was really painful. We had paparazzi outside my parents' house. So I couldn't go anywhere without getting chased for really negative reasons. And that was really painful. I was flying back to New York on a regular basis, dealing with my lawyers and eventually the prosecutors, and all of that was really painful. Like, it was so heavy. And I would have moments where I felt like, I don't know that I can carry this anymore. And then I would think, if I kill myself, I'm going to hurt my mom so bad. I can't do that.
That too.
So I didn't.
Yeah, man, that's heavy. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp.
Wow, he's got a lot of sponsors.
If I say to you, do you think you were brainwashed?
100%.
100%.
100%.
And
there's no doubt she was brainwashed. She obviously had some will in it. She obviously made the choice and that, but was she brainwashed? 100%. Absolutely. Like we are, like we all were at one point. Not brainwashed to that extent, but the indoctrination we got at school is still a brainwashing of sorts, you know. So yeah, I would say she was brainwashed. I would agree with her.
what red flags, if you look back now, that you might not have noticed because you were in the thick of things, would you make people be aware of, not to?
Agreed, Baz. Absolutely, bro. Sometimes the grind of life, living in this devil's fallen world, is all it takes to consider a way out. That's true. That's true. I know people that have considered a way out for less, just because they're slightly depressed. I've known people to do it, I mean, obviously I didn't know what was going on way back in their life or whatever, but I know what I knew about them, and it's nuts. It's crazy nuts, bro. Sometimes it's just a little thing. Sometimes it's a big thing. Sometimes it's, like you say, sometimes people just don't want to be here. And it's understandable to a certain extent, but if they knew about the gospel, I'm sure there'd be a difference. And like I say, that's our job, isn't it?
Make sure this and this, if it's a self-help, is there anything you can do?
Yeah. I mean, first of all, the mental landscape is so nuanced and delicate, and we're so flippant with it because we can't touch it and see it. But people should not be messing in your brain unless they have 7 years at least of an education behind them, teaching them how to be careful, how to be respectful, how to allow you your autonomy. Like, there are so many self-help things out there now, which I think, some of them are really good and are really helpful. But if somebody is insisting on getting really deep into your psyche, they should be licensed. There's too much sensitivity to our psychology that we don't take care of in the way that we should. So I think that's one big thing, is like
knowing who you're getting involved with.
Yeah. Just because someone is good with a knife in the kitchen doesn't mean they should be a surgeon.
Just because they're a good talker.
Because someone is good at listening or good at talking doesn't mean that they should be a therapist. So just be wary of self-help gurus and the power that they say they have that's unregulated. I mean, there's so much regulation involved in being an LMFT or an LCSW, and that
LMFT, what's that?
Safeguards are put in place for a reason, so that people don't get psychologically messed with. So that's one big thing that I would say. And the second thing that I would say is no one thing should ever consume your entire life. Ever.
Right. But that's taking you away from the things you love and the things you love doing.
Even a relationship.
Yeah.
If your one relationship is consuming your entire life, it's not a healthy relationship.
Right.
Everything has to be supplemented with something else. Right.
Right.
And so I think anytime anybody ventures into something and all of a sudden that is all that they're pointed towards doing financially, psychologically, time-wise, everything is in that one thing, that's a red flag,
Yeah.
And then too, like if you're losing relationships over it, it's really important to consider, like maybe there's a reason why these people that I love and care about are falling away from me. And maybe it's not because they're dysfunctional.
Yeah. Your podcast.
Yeah. It's not my podcast.
It's not your podcast.
It's a podcast that was produced by a woman who named Natalie. I can't remember her last name. But yeah, it's a podcast that tells my story. So it focuses on me.
Does it go deep?
Yeah.
Like everything.
Someone's telling your story and you don't know their last name. That's so nasty. I'm not joking. That happens. I'm crap with names. I'm better with faces. I'm really rubbish with names sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 7 episodes, and she's very intelligent and very fair, and very yeah, I just think very balanced, very honest.
I mean, look, this is a tough question. You can answer it or you cannot. But like, you know, when I think about like, you know, I hear about the branding and things like that
Yeah.
and all that stuff. I mean, is that something that you thought, oh, this is the club, this is part of it, this is initiation, this is how? It's hard to like wrap my head around. Did you come up with that?
No, I took credit for it in the New York Times article, and that actually, interestingly enough, is a part of the podcast because the woman who interviewed me for the New York Times article is a part of the podcast that I did as well, and so she has actual tape of me talking about it.
Right.
No, it was not my idea. No, it is not my initials. I will take credit for the things that I actually did do, and I did not do those things.
Were you
But I
branded?
was. So I read this really interesting article about Alexei Navalny's second in command. Alexei Navalny was a Russian man who was murdered recently by the Russian government, and he was incredibly powerful and protesting against Putin and the Russian regime. And his second in command was doing this interview with the New Yorker, and they said, "Aren't you afraid?" And because Alexei Navalny had been,
Tap bazaar. Yeah, even knowing the gospel doesn't always make life bearable, just day to day life. I agree. Some people do. I know. Yeah. I have been a Christian. I mean, it's definitely saved at the point as well, and I've still felt so low. I wouldn't do it obviously, but I have felt that low. And obviously it was something wrong, but I was still in Christ, you know. So and again, sometimes that'll just be something I was doing wrong. I can't remember the actual what it was at the time, but I snapped out of it, you know. And sometimes, like you say, Jesus, will let us go through certain things. Will let us go through certain things to teach us. He was a teacher when he was here on earth. So through the Holy Spirit, we're taught by Jesus, and we were taught by God. So yeah, absolutely, I get it. Absolutely, that's true though. That's true, Baza. It is true. Unfortunately, but it is.
Poisoned and was now in this like gulag and all these things. I think that's what it's called, a Russian prison.
Right.
And she said, "No, I'm not afraid. I'm a fanatic. And the only thing that fanatics fear is disillusionment." And I read that in prison and I went, I was a fanatic. There was like, I so deeply believed that what I was doing was righteous and good and powerful and like transformational and profound, that I was living on 500 calories a day, Michael.
Yeah.
And I was running 5 to 6 miles every morning.
Because that's what Keith wanted.
Because that's what Keith wanted, and working.
God, so the disillusionment, I obviously know what it means, but I wanted to get up the definition because it kind of cuts deeper than you understand what she was actually feeling. Like disillusionment is the profound disappointment and loss of belief experienced upon discovering that someone or something is not as good, true, or valuable as previously thought. It's a rude awakening. It's what it is. It's a rude awakening without a doubt. Or the destruction of illusions, often leading to feeling resignation, cynicism, or sadness. That was probably part of our problem as well. Use an example, right? Work career. After years as a drone sensor operator, he became disillusioned with the career and turned down a hefty bonus to continue. Relationships, how disillusionment kills love and ends relationships. Ideal politics, there's growing disillusionment within government, 100% there is. Just plain deceit. General, the disillusionment we experience when someone we idolize has betrayed our trust. Well, I idolize Jesus. He doesn't betray anyone's trust.
Oh, never. No, but that's how I feel with like NASA.
Yes.
Because I did used to trust them. I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to the moon or space or Mars.
I get
whatever.
you. I mean,
And
now we know
dude,
that.
once you see it, it's like they are never getting that trust back.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I
It's
mean,
over.
they've just been proved complete liars, and it's not like nobody in NASA knows about it. They're bound to. They have to know about it. It's them. It's doing it. Yes, there's such thing as compartment.
Right. It's a
compartmentalization.
compartmentalization.
That's the one.
And those who know and yet still stay quiet.
That's right. That's
Where
right.
that's got to be quite a heavy burden, you know, carrying a
Absolutely.
lie like that.
Absolutely. I
Like
agree.
Buzz Aldrin, did you see how like he was talking to that toddler?
Yeah, how he spoke to that girl and
he
told her the
reached for
truth.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
he reached
I
for his
think he
chest.
got convicted. I think the Holy Spirit convicted him at that point.
Yeah.
100%, and he couldn't lie to her, so he had to tell the truth. But
Well,
then
the truth will set you free.
That's right. That's right. 100%.
Not continuing to hold on to lies. That's right. Or
Right.
deceit. Yep.
You know, doing plays and like, I mean, I was sleeping
Oh.
3 to 5 hours a night.
So you were sick.
Yeah, Hartley in the house. Good to see you. It's been a little while. Life can be tough at times, and we all suffer heartache. Nobody avoids it, I'm afraid. That's true. That's true. And again, Jesus will let us go through certain things. Kunal in the house. Good to see you, bro. Hey,
Well,
dude.
it's like long suffering. Oh, sorry.
Kunal, I tried to get a drive for tonight, but when I went to play it earlier, it didn't play for some reason. So I chose a different film and decided to look for Drive at the weekend. But then just before I started this, I played it and it started. But I'll do Drive at the weekend because I've already put up Sphere for tonight. So I'll do Drive at the weekend, bro. Go on, Derek.
I was gonna say, cheers, Jay and Kunal. Yeah, like long suffering is actually a fruit of the Holy Spirit, because it actually gets us in tune with God, who's been having to suffer us this whole time.
Oh, right. And
Yeah.
he's always faithful, but we're not, you know.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
I was so sick. But I didn't feel any of it because the fanaticism was so present.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a hard thing to try and express because.
Yeah. I mean, do you look back, when you got out of prison?
Kunal, have you got a fight you would like to say? We haven't got nobody's suggested a fight. It's like your guys' choice. Nobody suggested one yet.
Yeah, we
So
don't have one recommendation.
Yeah. Exactly. So if you've got one, Kunal, give me a shout.
The first thing you were thinking of was like, I need to really apologize to anybody out there that you were involved with and with the branding or with whatever. Did you reach out?
So I'm not allowed to.
You're not allowed to.
Yeah, that's part of my probationary restrictions.
Yeah. But what would you say? Like if you could say something to them?
I don't know if this is the forum that I would want to do that on.
Right.
I'm not entitled to make that decision.
No. It's up to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying. It's almost like it wouldn't be personal.
Right. Well,
way.
and
it's a private thing.
It's a private
with them.
It's a private thing. It's with them. And it's
their experience. And that's between you and them.
I do think she's got remorse. I do think she's got remorse. She certainly seems like she's got remorse.
Keith Raniere ever reached out to you since then? He's not allowed to, but did he ever write you a letter? Did he ever reach out?
He wrote a letter to all of us that were on trial during right before the trial. But I did not read it.
Do you know what it said?
No.
Probably like, stay strong.
Something like that.
Something like that. You just sort of like not having any part of it.
No.
Do you hate him? Do you forgive him?
No, I am not yet at a place where I have forgiven him because I haven't.
Right. So she hasn't forgiven him yet. So that's understandable. I mean, for me, forgiveness is easier than it is for some people. I know for some reason I find it quite easy to forgive. There is certain people and things it's harder to forgive. I get that. But in general, I find it's easy to forgive. In a general sense, I'm not saying for completely everything. So I understand where she's coming from, but it obviously would be better for herself if she forgave him.
Well, I mean, there are situations I've encountered where it's so easy to forgive, a quote unquote enemies.
Yeah.
Like these guys have no idea what they're talking about.
No, right.
They're like children.
Right.
Not to demean them or anything, but it's like just they're not at a maturity level that should be taken serious.
Well, I mean, like I say, I don't even think she's in Christ. If she was in Christ, she would know that, like, this forgiveness thing you were going to have to do.
Oh, it's paramount in Christ.
Yeah. Right.
And so I think with this, I mean, it's like there's been seeds that have been sown with her, but it won't come to fruition until she comes to Christ.
Right.
And actually, listens to him. Yeah.
Right. 100%.
Yeah.
100%. I agree. Oh. But yeah, I mean, obviously it'd be better if she came to Christ, but even if she's not in Christ, even forgiving him would still probably give her some kind of, I don't know, burden lifted.
Well, it's like none of us can actually really forgive without God, though.
Well, I agree. Not completely. I agree. But they don't know that when they're not on the side of Christ. They think forgiveness is this thing that they always do to that person. When I forgive people, it's usually through Christ, you know?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like, that's the only way real forgiveness is achieved.
Right. Right.
Because I've actually tried to do it of my own self before, and actually it does not work.
No.
I still find myself holding grudges in my heart. Like, oh my God, what is that still doing in there?
Yeah, it happens.
God doesn't talk to me exactly, but it's like he looks at me like, oh yeah, well, you didn't actually give that to me. You thought you could do it yourself.
Yeah. I mean, I get that. I mean, I forgive Vicky 100%, but I still feel she betrayed me. You know, I still feel that. It's not like I'm holding a grudge against her, but I feel betrayed still.
Well, she needs some insight about how she doesn't belong in the number one of your heart. That's the first commandment.
Well, exactly.
Love God with all your heart, mind, and soul.
She knew this. She always knew this. I told her. She knew
it. No, it's the first commandment. I mean, you can't get more basic.
Right. Exactly.
And so when you're trying to covet that, you're in breach.
Yep. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Fully comprehended what he did. I'm still working on that, you know? And so, you know, Monica Lewinsky has a podcast called Reclaiming. I don't know if you've listened to it.
I've heard of it.
It's really great. And she was talking about how, you know, she didn't speak about her experience until like 10 years after. And that it took a long time for her to be able to feel angry. And, you know, when I was on house arrest.
That's a strange one. Like, it took her a long time before she's able to feel angry. That's usually the first thing that comes to them when they find out is anger. Well, after after pain. I've been lied to. Yeah. It's usually anger after that. Yeah. That's a strange one.
2.5 years, I was just trying to manage figuring out what had happened and avoid 22 years in prison and a sex offense conviction.
Right.
And then when I was in prison, I was just trying to survive being in prison. And I have only been home for 2 years. And so it's only been 2 years that I've been able to really feel safe enough to start to like get really into what happened. But I will say that listening to the podcast, because I had no hand in editing it. Like I didn't, you know, I just gave the interview and then trusted that that would be what it was. And so hearing Natalie put together my story and hearing myself speak about certain things and hearing other people speak about things, it was the first time that I actually felt sad about what had gone on.
Right.
As weird as that sounds. And not that I had felt
sad about yourself or sad about the whole thing, like what you did to people, or I don't know if she means sad about herself or sad that she was put through this or sad that she was part of this whole thing, you know.
I had felt incredible amounts of remorse and guilt and so much shame for the people that I had hurt, but I had never really felt sad about what had happened for me.
Right.
It's a really complicated thing.
She means for herself in this point, right? Okay, because she's already felt remorse. Okay, I can go with that.
And it's like when she says it's really complicated, it sounds like she can't say everything.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm still working through that. And I think my feelings around Keith are enmeshed in all of that as well. So
he's still got some
he's
working out to do.
And it's good that he's not around.
Yeah.
But my emotional feelings and intimate feelings about him outside of that I haven't fully worked through.
Right.
And
you can't just, it's not a light switch.
No, and there's part of the reason why I was anxious to do this podcast is because I'm in process.
Probably a lot of layers to it. It's like an onion, not light switch, it's more like an onion. A lot of layers to it, probably, to uncover. So I might take a little while because there's a lot involved in it. I mean, she was brainwashed and controlled to a certain degree.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
that's understandable. I think that's what, that's why it's like I talked to you about addressing the elephant in the room. It's like, if we just did a podcast, people would be listening going, you're not going to even acknowledge that. It's just like it never happened.
Yeah.
So it's like, I like that you're talking about it, and we don't have to go deep, like as deep as I'm sure you did on the podcast, but it was important I think it was important for people to actually, it just interests me how your mind works and how you're dealing with it, how the story, because how you go from one thing like Smallville and Wilfred and all these great things you did and living the high life and getting caught up in something and turning your life around, because I know you're working in prison reform.
Yeah.
Right. Tell me about that.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing.
Important to you.
It is important to me. Thank you for giving me.
And it's a job that Jesus says to do. Well, not a job as such, but he says to go visit people in prison, to be charitable.
To everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I think that our culture, we live in a very punitive culture, and we live in a culture that thrives on fear. And I just think that we are not being very successful in our approach at helping people heal
you can't fix
when they've done damaging things in their lives. Our system, our prison system is not a rehabilitative system.
Like having empathy.
Having empathy for people when they've...
It's certainly not. It can be on a personal level, but it's not designed for that as much as they say it is. It's not designed for that. I mean, it's more designed around punishment. I mean, which kind of should be in a way, but there is more to it, like discipline to it now, disciplinary, than it used to be back in the day, like it was all about punishment back in the day. But now they disguise it as disciplinary, it's to rehabilitate you. Rehabilitate. I was looking for not disciplinary, because it is disciplinary anyway. I meant rehabilitation. So it's not, it's under the guise of rehabilitation when it's not. It's still punishment and disciplinary.
Well, it's ironic, and like with psychologists I've spoken to, like heart-to-heart type stuff.
Yeah.
They've ended up crying to me about their problems. I am not joking, PJ.
And they're meant to be the ones that can do that stuff by doing this auditing thing.
And I'm sitting there listening to them about their life problems. And I'm like, okay.
That's good.
Well, this is why that happened,
and
why you feel this way. Oh, man, it's ironic.
They're meant to be experts at that.
Yeah, they're supposed to be the experts.
Right.
Oh, man, but even they need counseling, too.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah, they sure do. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, not at all.
Made mistakes, yes, 100%. But I think even more than that, investing in rehabilitation, like investing in actually like saying, we believe you're a good person who made bad choices. Let's figure out why you made those bad choices and help you understand how to make better choices in the future.
Yeah.
Instead of, you're a bad person, you're scary, you're always going to be a bad person, and you're always going to be scary. So we're just going to throw away the keys and put you in a place where we don't have to think about you anymore.
Even temporarily, even a year in prison, 2 years in prison, however many years, I believe there needs to be rehabilitation. So when these people who are convicted of whatever get out, they have a chance.
100%.
To be a better person. And that's, if you just throw them out on the streets, you're not fixing the problem.
100%. Well, and the truth of the matter is,
get a job.
Yeah, and the truth of the matter is, a lot of people, they're
not trying to fix the problem. They need criminals to keep going in prison. It's all a money thing. Even though prisoners get money spent on them for being there, it's still another way they make money out of it. And they need prisoners to go in. I don't think they're trying to reform anyone.
Well, I mean, there is still value, like for times I've
Of
been in
course.
jail.
But the system as a whole, I mean, you know what I mean?
Right,
But yeah,
yeah.
of course, there's still value in it. Absolutely.
The
I
system
agree.
itself, yeah, it's for
Yeah.
profit, big
Yeah.
time. I mean, because not only were like the taxpayers billed for my time in jail, but then I
Mhm.
got a bill after I was out of jail.
For your lodgings.
Like what? I
Bed and
yeah, no,
breakfast.
so they're making, 2 times over
Of course.
the
Of course they
money
are.
from
Mhm.
taxpayers and then the inmates if they can get it.
And obviously, there's an industry within prison. There's prisoners make stuff in factories. They like they used to sew mailbags or whatever, but today's version of that, and it gets sold out in the world, so that they're making money also. You know, not the prisoners,
Yeah.
but through the prisoners, they're making money because they're worked, obviously. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The women that I was in prison with were like, I didn't do drugs.
I
until I came to
agree. There
prison.
is still value to it, and on a personal level, there's still value. Absolutely.
Well, right, because it gets you some silent time, hopefully.
Oh yes. If nothing else, it's
quiet time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I came to prison and there's no incentive to grow. There's no incentive to get better. There's a ton of pain that nobody's helping you process. And then there's drugs that make you
Right.
feel better. And some
Yeah.
of the drugs are brought in by officers, some of the drugs are brought in by other inmates, whatever, but they're there. And so, okay, screw it, especially if I have 20 years to life.
Yeah.
You know, you have these 18-year-olds who are getting slammed with 25 to life without
That's it.
parole. What, they have no hope. What do you expect?
If you're going to get that amount of time and you're not within Christ or anything like that, that is going to be, if you can get drugs, that's going to be your first option. That's going to be your first choice. Guarantee it. It would have been mine without Christ. 100%. If I got like, hey, G.R. Hartley called it the pokey. I haven't heard anybody call it the pokey since my auntie up in Scotland. She's English, but she lived in Scotland, where I'm from. But she called it the pokey. Such a great word that is, the pokey. Prison. Brilliant. Council tax. But that's the thing. They make people, that's the thing. They make people criminals just for something financial, like council tax. Like if you get fined on your, you don't pay your council tax, you'll get fined on it. You don't pay the fine. You end up doing days in jail for that fine. So you become a criminal just for not paying a little bit of money. That's not how criminality should be. It should be if you hurt someone, steal from someone, or kill someone, or harass them in any way. You know what I mean? That's crime. That's crime.
Big time. And yet, like Britain, oh man, and like Canada is not far behind, and then neither is the U.S. in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, they just go after the people that they can arrest.
Right. Exactly.
With no danger of injury type thing. They go after the cooperative, the actual, quote unquote patriots and people who actually believe in God and country.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but those who will, threaten to assault you, let's just ignore them.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. All the priorities are wrong when it comes to law and legality, which two different things. But let's not get technical.
It's highly skewed, is all I'm saying.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
So what is this one? Oh, you're giving me some songs. Again, if you've got a fight, Kunal, let me know. I've got them two so far. Is that two? Yeah, I've got them two so far.
Them to do. And then now laws change and we send them back out on the street because, we're going to be a more forgiving society, but you've not prepped these people to be back out on the street. And so they fail. And then it's their fault. And that they're more pieces of shit and they feel worse about themselves. And there's more shame, which covers your conscience more. I mean, and that's the thing, Michael. We commit crimes because we lose empathy, and empathy is sourced in conscience, which is rooted in feeling. So if you stop feeling because the feelings are too big or you don't have anybody helping you understand how to feel those feelings, you lose your connection to your conscience, which disconnects you completely from empathy. So you are more likely to do a bad thing to somebody else, right? But instead of giving people permission and support and capacity to feel more and teaching them how to feel those feelings that they need to feel, rehydrate their humanity that's been completely dehydrated so that they leave with a conscience, we do the opposite, and I felt it in myself, like after a year in prison.
I don't think you can teach people conscience. You can tell them you can teach them what to look out for, but the actual inherent, the visceral feeling of conscience, you can't teach that. That has to come from the Holy Spirit, I think.
The Holy Spirit. Yeah. So even though she's not a Christian or whatever, something happened to her. I'm telling you.
Yeah, it happens a lot where the Holy Spirit, like you say, Holy Spirit comes to convict the world, and He does that.
Yes.
But people don't necessarily continue to follow the Holy Spirit after that. You know, He'll just keep convicting. You know.
Well, it's like we're still given freedom in Christ,
Right?
and yeah, a lot of the time people don't necessarily go to Christ right away.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. The Father
100%.
will keep trying to draw them, but they may keep, throwing a hand up like, oh, no to Jesus, though.
That's right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Hold on. Track 1. Why have you put track 1 at the end, Kunal? Right. Copy link. Right. Paste. Go. Got them 3.
Then I was
those 3.
I felt myself just kind
Not
of
them.
angry,
Disconnected,
and jaded. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, I made a commitment to myself before I went into prison. I'm not going to let this break who I am. I'm not going to let this break who I am. And I took myself for a walk on the track, and I was like, why are you so angry? Like, why are you so jaded? You're angry at the wrong people. What's going on? And I realized I'm just in a lot of pain. My feelings are hurt because I'm constantly being told I'm a piece of shit. I'm constantly being made fun of. I'm constantly being put down. I'm constantly being told that I'm not going to do anything with my life. And
people should be trying to build you up, but you've got to remember, you are being those things. You are actually, but it's not. People shouldn't keep putting you down and say, yeah, if you want to get better, then people should encourage you. I agree. But people are going to think those things initially if you've been that way, you know.
Well, it's like I've even learned this about myself. It's like in the past when I've tried to beat others down, so to speak, or not so to speak, actually, in order to build myself up. It is absolutely false.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no such thing as trying to help somebody else by just, treating them like trash.
Absolutely, I agree. Yeah, that's cool. Got them 4. That's all good. If you've got a fight, I'll still like to see that. Why have I put that's enough? I didn't mean to. I meant to type after that, and I've just sent it. That's enough. I put that's enough, Canal, and for the songs. But if you got a fight you would like to see, and I just sent it at that's enough, and I managed to put the full stop in as well. I don't know how.
that hurts when you hear that all the time.
You start to believe it.
You start to believe it, and you start to hate the people who are saying it to you. And so I was like, okay, I need to intentionally cry every day, so that this pain that I'm feeling doesn't turn into this really gnarly callus that I ultimately will never be able to get off my heart.
Right.
Intentionally cry, though? That seems like a thing that you would act to do. I mean, if you're properly emotional, you don't intentionally cry. It'll just come anyway.
Well, it sounds more to me like she was kind of provoking herself.
Provoking herself, thinking about the things to cry. Yeah. Seems like that to me as well. No, but you're thinking about a fight. Yeah, no, that wasn't the main point of what I was trying to type. I didn't mean to put that's enough. It was meant to continue and say, if you've got a fight, that'll be cool. What are you crying for, bro?
If that makes sense.
It does. No, it does.
And I have the privilege of having therapy and a really, really supportive family and an amazing community of friends who are also very emotionally intelligent and grounded, right? I don't come from a family who's also a member who's also incarcerated and a mom who's a drug.
Is that you intentionally weeping? Is it? Is that you intentionally going to weep every day on the actual right time and all that?
Oh yeah.
Making the commitment for it.
Yeah, because we just know Canal is just beside himself. Just
addict and a foster family who was abusive to me. When I was inside, there were, I would say, the majority of the weekends when we had visits, I was the only person in the visiting room. So,
wow.
And life goes on. When someone has 15 years to serve, their family can't come every weekend.
No,
life goes on.
Right.
I
And so
only had
then-
in my when I was in jail, when I did my 3 years, I literally could, my visits I could count on one hand. I think I had probably about five visits. Solicitor visits before I was sentenced and that, but family visits when I was sentenced, about 5. And it's because I was a distance away from them. They can't. I mean, my dad was in Scotland and my mum was in England because I was in prison down in England, but my mum was still a fair distance away. And then to see my dad, he had to be able to get down here, and he didn't have a car or anything at that point. So you had to wait till family was coming down and stuff. So, you don't get to see them, and I was used to that. But it was all, when I did get out, it was just great. It was just great to be able to see people again. It was just like, it just made you appreciate it more. And I was glad of the visits I did get. It was brilliant.
And I mean, if I may say real quick, like I love my parents, my mom and my dad. And though, like with the struggles they had, I just kind of fell out of their focus for a while.
Yeah.
But because of that, it allowed God to intervene in my life and raise me.
Yeah.
Like he's been raising me this whole time.
That's it. Yeah,
man. It's actually a really great thing to be grateful for.
Absolutely. Sometimes we don't even realize it,
Yeah, no, it's taken me a very long time to see it. Like,
That's good. That's good.
Extremely.
At least you recognized it in the end. You know what I mean? That's great. Revelation.
You both just deal, right? So I came to these conclusions because of all these tools around me, right? The women that I was incarcerated with didn't have that. And so what are they supposed to do?
Yeah. For you to be involved with, is it something with prison reform? Is it something you wanted to do? Was it something in the beginning, that community service, that you had to do something, give back or whatever, or a combination of both?
I couldn't unsee what I had seen. When I was incarcerated, I was like, from the moment that I was first arrested in New York and I was in the detention center for 4 days to being at Dublin for 2 years, I couldn't deny what I had seen, which is that these are really good people who will forever carry this scarlet letter of incarceration. And they don't have what I have, which is people who believe in them. And we don't pay attention to mental health. We don't train our staff properly when it comes to people who run prisons. We don't have proper programming in there. And I was like, I can't, how do I come home and go back to like being an actor? Yeah. Like, how do I come home and like just forget that experience happened? And so I came home and I, went back to school, and then I missed acting. I missed it a lot. And so I took a beginning Shakespeare class because I figured it's a beginning class. Nobody's really probably going to know who I am. And while I was in the class, the teacher was like, "You're not a beginner. Why are you here?" And I told her a little bit of my story. And she put me in touch with a friend of hers who has an organization that teaches theater arts in prison, all creative arts. We do poetry and painting.
And you're doing that.
And so I started teaching with them. And when I started teaching with them, I met another person there who had an organization that is like a partner organization to that organization. And he hired me on staff.
We're getting there. We've got 20 minutes. I'm not giving up on it. I have to do it now.
So I work with that organization now, and we use, I develop curriculum and I teach.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll ever act in movies or TV or given the chance, or is it something that you're like, you feel fulfilled doing what you're doing now?
I wonder if she did go back to acting. I wonder if her audience would accept her. I dare say there'll be some that would still accept her, but you're bound to get your hecklers still, even though there's a true transformation.
And you're happy with what you're doing, but do you still crave the acting?
Yeah, I really miss acting a lot. I mean, I just took an improv class, a beginning improv class at Upright Citizens Brigade, and it was a blast. It was so fun. It's really nice to act without having to worry about what I look like. It's really nice to act without having to like worry about whether or not I'm going to get a call back, like just to act like for fun. Like, 'cause it's just so fun to do. And so I think that I will always have that in my life because I think it's just good for me,
Yeah.
And when I teach, we act, like we're doing improv and we're doing putting together scenes, and there's something like really lovely about that. I miss working with like really good actors, you know, and doing really good work.
No, I hear this is speeded up to 1.15, and now we're listening to it. It doesn't even register that it's speeded up. It sounds normal.
But I don't know how to be an actor without doing it the way I used to do it, you know? And
I mean, have you come to terms with the fact that there's a chance that people may never hire you again?
Yeah, I don't even think about it.
But you don't think about like that. You think about, I'm acting, I'm doing what I love, and they can't take that from me.
Yeah.
And if something happens, great.
Not even if something happens, great. If something happens, we'll see.
We'll see.
Because my life is full right now, like really full.
What's up, Canal? Thunder in Africa, Lennox Lewis versus Hassim Raham. Okay, that's all good. Nice one. Nice one. That's good. That's our fight. It's only one fight tonight, bro. It's only one fight tonight because the movie's at 2 hours and a quarter. So one fight. Hold on, it depends. How long does it go? If you put in another one, make it a knockout. Say like between 4, 5, 6 rounds, something like that. If you put in another one, because this one's quite a long one. I think this goes all the way, doesn't it? Yeah, I think this one goes all the way. If not, it goes. Yeah, it goes all the way, I think, doesn't it? Yeah, I think it does. Nice one for that anyway. So if you put in another one, try and make it a knockout or something like that. One that's not too long. But nice one for that, bro. That's a decent bout. I haven't thought about that one in a long time. Nice. Right, so put the link in the private chat. So it's ready to go. Is that the right one? Huh? No, it's the wrong one. Share. Copy. How did that happen? Okay, right. Is that the right one? Yeah, cool. You. Yeah, no, that one's good. If you've got another one though, Kunal, try and make it kind of like knockout, kind of between 4, 5, 6, 7, even as far as 7, something like that. That'd be cool. We usually do 2 bouts, but because this is a long one on YouTube, we've been on 3 hours already, and we've got the film's 2.25 hours. I'm trying not to make it 2 long fights. 1 long fight's good, but if you've got another fight, just try and make it kind of a knockout one. That'd be great, man. Because we don't usually get knockout ones anyway. We usually go for the longer ones.
Of really beautiful and important.
I mean, I've gone through all my bouts that I can think of that are like in the past that are like vintage and old school, you know. I've still plenty more fights that I could add to it, but you know, whatever you guys like, you know what I mean? Because I usually, when it comes to the boxing, I usually pick it. So, you know, whatever you guys like, man.
One of which is Frank.
Frank, my husband, my family, the work I'm doing. I'm in school. I'm getting my master's degree. You know, so I am full. So if something comes along that is going to support something I believe in, or is something that I think will be good for me personally, I would consider it. But if nothing ever comes along, I'm totally happy. Okay. It actually makes my life easier. You know what I mean? Because I don't have to make that decision.
Did Frank, was it difficult for him did he sort of, was he like inquisitive, asking you a lot of questions about it? Was he unsure, or was it just kind of like, hey, I love you for you, and we all make mistakes?
My husband has a really wild story that may be equally as wild as mine is. And that, in fact, we had both seen each other's documentaries before we met without realizing that we had seen each other's documentaries before we'd met. So my husband, when he grew up in South Philly in the hood and had a really rough childhood. And then when he was 14, he joined the neo-Nazi movement. And in the 90s, that was an incredible.
Yeah, we're going over to Rumble. If you want to come over to watch the boxing with us afterwards, and we've got a movie, GR, Hartley. So if you want to pick a Tyson fight, pick one. Because most of his were knockouts in his early days anyway. I mean, just pick one. We've probably done a couple of them, but pick one and I'll tell you if we've done it. And if not, we can do that after the Lennox Lewis and Hassim Rahman. Rahman. Yeah, man.
Incredibly violent and rough times,
Jesus.
especially on the East Coast. By the time he was 17, he had reached kind of the top of the movement in South
Okay.
Philly and was sort of running
Just a comment. Okay, no problems. But you're always welcome to come join us, bro.
this sort of street gang. And he kidnapped a member of Antifa and got arrested for it and put in big boy prison, a maximum security prison in Illinois. And while he was in prison, he was only 17, and there were 2 other guys that were his age, and they were happened to be people of color, and he made friends with them. And that started to shift his perspective on what he was dedicating his life to.
Right.
And when he got out of prison, he went back to the movement because he didn't have anywhere else to
Gotcha,
go,
man.
but needed a job. And his friend was like, I can get you a job moving antique furniture in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. It's $300 for the weekend. And Frank was like, great. I need money. I'm 19. I have nothing. And the guy, he goes, the only thing is that the guy who is hiring you is Jewish. And Frank was like, does he know about me? I mean, Frank had a huge swastika tattooed on his neck and skinhead tattooed on his knuckles and all these things. He's like, does he know like who I am?
All right.
And he was like, yeah, the guy says he doesn't care what you believe. Just don't break his furniture. So Frank went and worked for him for 3 days. And the man took a liking to Frank. He's really smart. He's very funny, you know, all these things. And the guy hired him, took him under his wing and hired him and became a mentor to him. And Frank was like, it changed Frank completely. And so he gave up the movement, gave everything up, and actually completely went the other way, started a program called Harmony Through Hockey, which brought people of different groups of different races together through the game of hockey, and then started speaking on anti-Semitism and tolerance, traveled all over the world doing that.
Well,
wow.
Yeah.
That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing.
Well, and it's stories like that that tell people, like, not every Jew is of the synagogue of Satan.
No, of course not. Of course not.
I mean, did Jesus convert Jews?
No. Yes, he did.
No, yes, he did.
I thought you was going to say, did Jesus convert from a Jew? Right. Okay. No.
No.
Of course he did, yeah.
I mean, and were the disciples Jewish?
Absolutely, 100% they were.
Yes, they were.
Absolutely.
No, and so that's the extreme side, where like all Jews are the synagogue of Satan, where it's like they are going way too far.
Exactly. And when Jesus said that, he was talking about the Sadducees and the Pharisees of that day, at that point, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so he was in a documentary called Why We Hate that Steven Spielberg produced. It was a really amazing six-part documentary series on the nature of hate. And I had watched it when I was on house arrest. And Frank had watched the HBO documentary about NXIVM. But we were at a dog park in Long Beach. I was with my dog. He was with his dog. And I walked into the dog park and he was like, your dog has such pretty pink skin. My dog's a pit bull, so she has pink skin. And I was like, are you from New York? Because I heard his accent. And he said, no, I'm from Philly. And I was like, oh my God, I love Philly. The art museums and the theater and all this. He's like, yeah, I'm not from that part of Philly. And I was like, oh, what part of Philly are you from? And we just started talking. And then the next time we spent time together, I learned more about his story. And I said, have you seen the documentary series, Why We Hate? And he said, yeah, I'm in it. And I was like, you are? And he's like, yeah, episode 4 is my story. And I was like, oh my God, it is. It's you. He was clean shaven in the doc and he had a beard when we met.
Wow.
Okay.
And then he had the same experience when I told him I had been incarcerated and I was recently out of prison. And he was like, why is this girl? How is this girl in prison? Like, was she smuggling drugs or what's going on? And he looked me up and he goes, oh my God, no way. It's that girl from the documentary. And so when we started dating, there was all of this, like, it was just like known. Like restoration is known.
Everything's out there.
Yeah. All the bullshit is out there. And also the realization that like you can restore yourself. You can come from the darkest of darkest places.
You can restore yourself. Not in my experience. Usually it takes the help of Christ. most of Christ, you know.
If anything, like if what she's saying is true, it's still God helping her and she doesn't know it.
100%. 100%. Like when I've tried to restore myself, never happens, never works. So yeah, she may have like you said, she may have think she's restored herself, but I would argue that God helped her out, you know.
Well, big time.
A lot.
That's how it works. He is good.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Mm-hmm. And turn into something.
So anything that is good has got to be attributed to him.
That's right.
We're not good. We can do good things, but is that not usually because of Christ?
Still a result of him.
Right, 100%.
And no, yeah, no. So it's like, I mean, this is a discernment area.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, no, she doesn't even like it. And there's elements to what she's saying, what that can be ascribed to scripture a little bit.
Yep.
But she doesn't know that it's God.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
She thinks it's her. She thinks it's her.
Oh,
Completely.
right. I can self-restore. Like, no, you can't.
Nope, definitely not. If I could do that, I would have done it a long time ago.
You and me and no, that's a silly notion. Like, no, we
Right.
can't restore ourselves.
No, definitely not.
Beautiful.
There's always time to change.
Change is possible, even.
What about the tattoo? Does he still have the tattoo?
No, that he got removed when he was like 20.
Yeah.
All of
That'd
his
be painful.
racist tattoos he got taken off. I'm sure it probably was. We don't talk about it much.
Yeah. So what was it like to get? I love that this Jewish guy said no, as long as he doesn't break my furniture, and then took him under his wing, and then it changed.
Nice one, Canal. Nice one. We'll do that one. Oh, good. That's an old one, isn't it? Yeah, that looks like a 90s one. 1990. Yeah, I was right there in the middle, on the dot. Well, between it. I was between it. Either side. Cool. Nice one, bro. Got it. Let's put that in there. Private chat. There's the fight sorted out. So we're all good. We're all good. Nice one, bro. We got the songs, we got the fight, we got the film. Sorted.
Him completely.
Yeah, well, and then you know what's really weird?
So
about 8 years ago, Frank found out that he's Jewish.
Wow.
He did a 23andMe and found out that he's Ashkenazi Jew, and then has really embraced the faith. So we actually had a Jewish wedding.
Oh,
that is ironic.
Yeah.
So she's embraced the faith of Judaism. Okay. Not so good, but I mean, maybe it's a start. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you want?
I'll
You still
take a
need
start.
Yeah, you need to go through the sun. I'm sorry, Allison. You still need the sun.
And it's better than continuing in complete error, I suppose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Mhm.
True. Hopefully she sees that side, and hopefully her husband does too.
Agreed.
Yeah.
That's insane. When you say your life is full, I know you're still figuring things out in your brain. You're still trying to come to terms with certain things that happened. Does it sometimes you wake up and you feel like it's just all a bad dream? Like you think it's a bad dream?
No, I used to feel that way before prison, and sometimes in prison. There's kind of like a common prison dream where that a lot of the women talked about, where you wake up one day and you realize that that's where you are and that it's real. But no, now I mean,
It was a bit weird. When I first went to prison, I used to dream of being out. So when you woke up, it was like, But then when I got out, I used to be scared of going to sleep in case I dreamt I was in prison, because I didn't want that feeling of being in prison again. And, eventually I had to sleep. And it wasn't so bad as I thought. I did dream of being in prison a few times, but as soon as you wake up, it's like, so it's kind of a good thing, actually.
no, I accept my life. I know that this is my life. I have moments where I'm like, man, this is hard because I lost everything. I lost everything. And so dealing with how hard you have to work to keep your health insurance. And I mean, I have residuals, which is amazing and has afforded me a lot of freedom, but it's not what I used to have,
Yeah, for all those years, you were in Smallville for 10 years.
Yeah.
And probably every cent was gone.
Gone. Yeah.
I mean, you had a house, right?
I had an apartment, in upstate New York. And I do have a little home, which is mine, which I own, which is really amazing. And it's so funny, Michael, I used to ride my bike to school when I was on house arrest. I was allowed to go to school while I was on house arrest. So that's actually why I went back to college, was because I wanted opportunity to be out of the house. And I used to ride my bike to and from school, and I didn't have my own bike. So I borrowed my mom's bike. And I remember biking uphill to school thinking, maybe for Christmas this year, I'll get my own bike. And I was like, oh my God, Allison, you used to drive BMWs that you would trade in every 2 years. And now you're like dreaming of having your own bike that somebody gives you for Christmas because you can't afford to buy it yourself.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's humbling, I suppose, to a certain degree. That's good. Realizing that you can't just go out and buy a bloody BM or a Mac or whatever.
Well, it's also learning to appreciate the smaller things in life and learning that they're not so small.
Right, absolutely. I mean, because I mean, I don't drive, but as soon as I pass my test, the smallest little crappiest car will be wonderful to me. You know what I mean? It'd be great. As long
Yeah,
as it moves.
the worst part of it will be parking for you, I imagine, PJ.
Right. Wow. Yeah. Of course.
Mhm.
Sometimes I guess you hear when you're stripped of things, like all these material things that you have in your life, and you hear stories about, sometimes it helps.
It does.
It's like you strip away all the bullshit.
It does.
And you find out, okay, this is the real me.
And this is what's important.
This is what's important.
Yeah. I mean, I shaved my head in prison and I didn't wear makeup for the first year.
Did anybody ever see a picture of that?
I have a picture I can show you. Yeah.
Show
I
it.
I have to see it.
Yeah, I'll show you.
You don't want to show
Come
it.
I don't
on.
need to show it on camera, but I'll
No.
show it to you offline.
Did someone, one of the girls that were in there, shave it for you?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
What was
and-
her name?
Pam. Well, Georgia shaved it. Pam was my bunkie at the time who encouraged. My bunkie Pam was like, he'd never do that. And I was like, Georgia, get the clippers.
And when you shaved it, I just see you sitting in this room and they're reacting and they're like, oh,
in the cell. Yeah, she went down the middle first so that I couldn't change my mind. And it was so freeing to like, it just didn't matter. What I looked like just didn't matter. And it had mattered so much for so long.
Yeah.
And then it just didn't matter.
This is still hard to think of those close, dear friends that are no longer in your life still to this day.
Maybe that's our personal experience, but a lot of people in prison still worry about how they look. They actually get their normal clothes sent in, trainers and all that kind of stuff, sneakers, you call them. People still worry about how they look in jail, even if it comes just down to a tattoo. When it comes to gang affiliation and that, they still care about how they look. So yeah, I suppose that's a personal thing too. Yeah, absolutely.
They care about how strong they look, how fierce they are.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and there's a lot of
Definitely.
self-defensiveness. Yeah.
It still
And that
goes
they
on.
may project on you. Yeah.
Yeah, the vanity still goes on in prison.
Oh yes, it does.
It still hurts you.
Yeah.
You still want to reach out.
Yeah.
But you don't.
No. Yeah, not yet.
You got to cry, ain't you?
Yeah, I could see how it hurts you. I could see how,
Well, it meant a lot when you reached out. You were one of the first people from my old life that reached out. That's the only reason I'm here, by the way.
Well, we don't know exactly what goes on in someone's head, and do people deserve second chances? Do people deserve to have their story heard? Do they at least, do we even get to have a voice anymore?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm, having you on the podcast so everyone can say she's awesome. She didn't do anything wrong. See, she's good. That's not what you're here for.
No,
It's to tell your story, to show you who you are, who you have become when you're stripped away all these things, to have hope, to have remorse, to have it's a mixed bag. And I just thought it was important, and I didn't want
I appreciate that she's done this. I obviously it'd be great if she was in Christ, but I appreciate that she's done it and she has got remorse for what she did, because it was a terrible cult, branding people, using people sexually, for that kind of thing. I can't remember the complete ins and outs of it, but yeah, to go from that and I appreciate her being able to do it, take accountability, and say, look, I was wrong. I was brainwashed, but it was wrong still. She knew what she was doing, and she's been in prison for it also.
Well,
so no, fair play to her.
Oh, sorry.
So I just said fair play to her. That's it.
But yeah, it's like without God, I mean, even when we do things wrong, like there's a lot of times we'll just be blind to stuff.
Right.
Yeah, and totally overlook it. And then God has to be like, look what you've done here, Derek.
100%.
Like, oh, God.
Let's do it. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. No, so it's like, even though she doesn't know it's God, it's still God doing it because he's good. This is a good thing. Yeah.
Anything that's good, it's got to be attributed to God. Simple.
That's right.
feel like you were interrogated. I didn't want to feel like, all right, why did you do this? Or why did,
But I also think too, Michael, like I've watched you throughout the years be so loving to everybody that you love.
He's a nice dude.
And that's unique to you. And I think you should receive that because it's a beautiful thing, and it meant more than you can know that you have been kind. Sorry.
No.
So I think that just speaks to your character.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm a work in progress. I think we're all a work in progress. You're a work in progress. You're still figuring out everything.
Always.
Yeah. And, because it's a lot easier.
She's got a heart. At least she's got a heart. And I mean, I've watched a good few things with Michael Rosenbaum. I think he's a cool enough guy. Not all Hollywood people are, you know, the ones that eat babies and drink blood and all that. They're not all into it, but you know, a lot of them recognize that they might become that and end up bowing out beforehand, which I don't blame them.
Or probably to just say,
well, hopefully not bowing out.
No, bowing out of being part of like drinking blood and stuff.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay. No, but like this guy here, it's like, I mean, he still has like a reservation where he still kind of wants to still be accepted in the celebrity world.
Yeah, I think so.
So there's a hardness there.
And with her also. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. I would say so too.
I'm done with this life, you know. But then you think about all the people that really love you or that want you around.
Yeah.
And what does tomorrow bring me?
Exactly.
And there might be something different. Something might change my life in a way. And
totally.
like this prison reform and doing what you're doing. And it just seems like you're doing the right things to have some fulfillment, to feel like I am somebody. I have something to offer. I have something to give the world.
Yeah.
And I made a big mistake. And I see how sorry you are. And I really, really, truly appreciate you being here. It was an honor having you here just to tell your story, you know?
Thank you.
And
tell a part of it. There's lots.
There's lots. And, you know, I wasn't, you know, I'm not, what's her name? Barbara Walters.
No.
I wasn't going to get into, I was like, well, we'll ease in, we'll talk about life. And then let's just talk about this. But, no, and I know you're not doing any other podcasts. So it meant a lot to me that, you know, you decided to do this one. And all I could say is thanks. And I'd love to meet Frank sometime.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Now that he's reformed, because I am a Jew.
Well, he is too.
I know. Well, he's a Jew too.
So there you go. You guys can be in the Jew crew together.
Yeah, we'll be in the Jew crew.
The Jew crew. He's a Jew too, in the Jew crew. Enough respect to the Jew crew too. That's it.
But it's like, I mean, they're not like those of the synagogue of Satan, you know what I mean?
No, it didn't seem it.
Like, no, they got some more open ears than those who we think of.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get closer to the show and help keep Inside of You going, well, head to patreon.com.
And you guys talked about that.
Yeah, it meant a lot that she wanted
to basically.
And, you know, I really appreciate the show. Isn't that cool? And jump in. You know, I really appreciate her truth, and what she's going through. And I like the fact that she's, you know, now helping other people.
Yeah.
And she's trying to do the right thing. And she's trying to, we all have a past. Some people's pasts are darker and we make mistakes. And, you know, I'm sure a lot of people will lambast her and, you know, she's a monster and this and that. Like I said, I've known her 25 years and I never saw that side of her. And not to say it justifies anything that she did. I think this was just a conversation on perspective. And I was interested to hearing what she went through and her story. And I hope you enjoyed it. Ryan, you weren't too uncomfortable?
No. I mean, I'll also say it's rare that we do an intro, outro the day we just completed the interview, basically. And
So we're still feeling it.
So I'm still like in it. Which is it was a heavy one. It's a
heavy one. A little emotional, a little
she was, everything. You know, she was forthcoming. You know, it's obviously not everything,
right?
But it's a lot, and it's enough to give you perspective.
Perspective. That's what it's about.
And I think it also speaks volumes that she wanted to talk to you specifically, and and you guys talked about that.
Yeah, it meant a lot that she wanted to talk to me. I didn't think she would do it.
So I think that, like, of all the places that she could come and talk about this, I think it makes sense that she would want to come speak with you. And it was kind of surreal, like being in
1 million views in 4 months. So he is definitely still getting a good amount of views.
In here, you know, because I've been, you know, after having not watched Smallville for 34 years of my life, and then now I'm suddenly deeply engrossed in it. And then then there's the news story about her, and then there she is.
It was surreal.
Talking about it. It was surreal. And so I think I'm still living.
I might have to do the Smallville series at some point because it's a long one. You know, it's like 10, 11 years worth. So I might have to do it. Great, man. Great series. I love it. I love it. It's a good spin on the DC blooming. It's a good spin on Superman. Yeah. Great.
And I just have another thought where it's like, even though she doesn't know it's God working in her life, there's something to be said, for confessing your faults before others so you may be healed.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, it doesn't say you have to be a quote unquote Christian.
No.
No, there's just, and God can still perform healing in that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, people still talk to God even though they don't know He's real. They still say, "Oh God, if you're real, people still do that. You know, people still do that.
Now, and God does still perform such things. He really does.
Oh yeah,
now,
absolutely.
It's taken me so long to like discern that. Like how are they still getting healed when they don't acknowledge you, Jesus, or something?
That's it.
But
That's
no, He
it.
does. Yeah,
that's it. Absolutely, like say,
very graceful, very merciful.
I was about to say merciful, 100%. Absolutely.
In the surreality of it.
Yeah, and I thought, before doing this interview, I go, wow, will I get criticized? And then I thought, fuck, I don't care. I'm having a conversation with someone and asking them to tell me their story and hear that point of view. And I think that's interesting. And I think it's human. And, having known her since she was 18 and I was probably 24 or something, 25. I was interested in knowing what happened, what went wrong, how people can look out for red flags if they're joining some, self-help group or
That's tough.
It's tough. And it was hard to navigate. And I just wanted to make sure I navigated in a way that was respectful from people listening to her, to victims, to, sometimes people do things and, their whole world is crushed. And I think hers was. And she said, I want to see what tomorrow's like. And we haven't talked to someone with that perspective or that experience of going to prison and being, charged with all these things. And I thought she was brave to be here today. And I thank you, Allison, for being here. And I thank you, listeners, for supporting the podcast and being here today. Again, if you want to join patreon.com/inside-of-you and support the podcast. And why don't we go into the top tiers?
Let's do it.
Here are the top tiers. Nancy D, Little D, Say You, Kiko, Brian H, Nico.
That is Patreons. That's it. Nah, I appreciate what she did there. It'd be great if she was in Christ, but at least she's got remorse. At least she's seen the error of her ways and she's still working through it. That's great. That's great.
Well, it's like, the Father draws people to Jesus by the Holy Spirit.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, so it's like God is working in her life big time.
Definitely.
And it almost seemed like I know he was kind of teared up, by what she was saying, but there also seemed to be some pain in his eyes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know his personal testimony, but he's an actor. I dare say he's going through some stuff himself. Dare say he has. Great post. Come on, right. I'm just making a post. Right, we'll play up the Army Mac, guys, and then we'll go over and watch the fight and watch the film. Join us. Right. Thank you, and God bless. Oh. Right. Post done. Started. Okay. Right. Okay. I'll play out with Harry Mark. Link for Rumbles there if you want to start heading over, gadgets. But I'll play out with Harry Mark and then I'll say bye-bye. The people not coming with us. Wrong one. Video file. Here we go. This one doesn't work.
Hey, could I do a freestyle rap for you guys super quick?
Oh my god, I've seen you before.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Should we do a rap?
I would love that.
Okay.
I'm gonna freak out. This is so cool.
Oh, I'm so glad. Okay, so I'm gonna improvise, right? So could each of you give me like a creative, challenging word?
McNeil.
McNeil.
Yeah. Or Mick.
Mick. Who's McNeil?
It's our friend.
Oh, your friend McNeil.
Yeah,
Mick. Okay.
Hilarious.
Oh, shout out to McNeil. Okay, I'm gonna use that.
Fish.
Fish.
Dog.
Okay.
Honey.
There we go. Honey, fish dog, and honey. Those are the words. And McNeil, just fish, no dog. Mick, fish, and honey. Here we go.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, J.R. Hartley, bless you, bro. Always a pleasure, dude. You're always welcome. Always welcome. Bless you, man.
Yeah, yo, all my lyrics are sick. Every time I rhyme, it's instantaneous. Do it quick. Yeah, y'all know I'm lit like we flicking the Vic. I want.
Sorry?
Oh, I said, God bless, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
to give a big shout out to your friend named Mick. Yeah, Mac off the top of this, I serve it on the dish. Oceanic with it, y'all, I'm swimming like a fish. Other rappers not cool to me. Yeah, word to the fish, cause I'm a school, my G. I'm dropping education, y'all know I'm nice with the verse. These other artists are transparent, so they look like your purse. Hey, y'all know these other rappers can't do what we do. They looking like your purse, cause these rappers are see-through. Yeah, and every time I rhyme, I cut like a surgeon. I need you on stage with me as my hype person. Every time I rhyme, the fans go batshit. Never has anyone random done such good ad-libs. Hey, that's what people gon' yell. Mac the illest off the mental, and I'm sure they can tell. Every time I rhyme, I move so fast your vision gets blurred. God damn, you look comfy in that big ass fur. Hey, Mac, I'm about to break it down. Y'all know the vibe, and I know you cool cause you wearing sunnies inside. Every time I rhyme, people know the Mac gets paid. Like what you just did there, I'm throwing rappers the shades. Y'all know we doing it, we get the high five. Cause when I'm rhyming, I'm delivering the flyby. Yeah, other rappers clowns like Ronald. Nick Fish sandwiches, we up at McDonald's. Yeah, H-Mac, y'all know I go the hardest. My name's recognized like the Golden Arches. Yeah, other rappers salty like the fries. I can't be denied, to me the rules just don't apply. When I rhyme, I do it easily. I be blinging like your belt buckle from D&G. Yeah, every time I rhyme, man, I make it understood. When they be coming to lyrics right off of the metal, I'm doing too good. I'm breaking it down, I'm bringing the craziest sound, helping the people focus. Take you on a road trip, got it yelling, oh shit. Yeah, hey yo, it starts to get difficult. I paint the visual, these other rappers hella miserable. Yeah, and I said yours was massive and it's true. But don't get me wrong, I like your fur coat too. Yeah, every time I rhyme, I got the game in the bag. You have one shoulder off, then put it on, you rocking the swag. Yeah, Mac coming through with the sound, dude. You got the black boots, you got the white boots, you got the houndstooth. I'm calling each and every pattern I see. Black rappers in the game don't even matter to me. Yeah, I'ma do my thing and I'ma get the money. I'm from LA where every day is sunny. I hop over instrumentals, something like a bunny. I'm flipping over beats, my flow is dripping like some honey. Yeah, they know I'm getting loose on the beat. My freestyles are like honey, cause you know that they sweet. Yeah, Mac, I be breaking it down. Y'all know I'm lasting longer. When I flex on haters, I be stronger. Did you say honey tequila? Let me put out fillers. Honey Mick, when I grab the mic, it ain't no funny shit. Bring it all together, y'all, we about to make it known. Cause when I be rapping right off in the middle, you know that I'm deep in the zone. Yeah, and y'all know I'm never spitting no lame rhymes. That's talent, holding sunglasses and phone at the same time. Every time I rhyme, I deliver the skill. Mac off the mental, yo, the kid'll get ill. Thanks so much for being part of that, I'm shaking your hand. When he rhymes in the jam, he's the craziest man. Yeah, Mac getting loose, we out here spreading that joy. If y'all are fucking with the freestyle, make some noise. Let's go, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, nice one. Right, guys, if you're not joining us on Rumble, thanks for being here on YouTube. If you're not joining us for the fights and the movie, I will see yous either tomorrow on Flatches or tomorrow on a stream. I'm streaming tomorrow. I'll probably stream tomorrow afternoon, yeah. Yeah, I think I am. So I'll see you tomorrow, and then I'll see you on Flatches if you're not joining us on Rumble. Bless, guys. Love yous. Always a pleasure. Here's the sunset's free. It's free.
Indeed.
See you over there, guys.